Hey everyone, welcome to What If Everyone Betrayed Issei and He Came Back Overpowered movie. Before we begin, make sure to go show some support to GTKenny for creating this amazing fanfic. I've worked on translating and adapting it for this video, so more people can enjoy the story. There may be a few small translation mistakes here and there, especially with some character genders, but don't worry, Issei is definitely still a male. Alright then. Grab some snacks, sit back, and let's dive into the story. Betrayal and despair were what Issei received for all he did for the girls. He is waiting, and the just punishment they deserve will begin. He is no longer the Sekiryuutei, just a human, the weakest human in his own eyes. The beginning of the end. Time had passed, peace seemed to reign, after the chestnut-haired man, with everyone's help, managed to seal Issei. Here they managed to seal it without the leaders needing to lock themselves in with it. Everything seemed peaceful, but thanks to that peace, the life of our chestnut tree was about to end. Issei was ready to go to his academy, but Sekiryuutei appeared at his house just before he left. Issei. Oh, hi Sekiryuutei, what are you doing here? If you're looking for Riaz, I don't know where she is. I think she left with the girls. Sekiryuutei. He's coming for you. Issei. Oh, then tell me what's going on. It seems that with peace reigning, your power has become very dangerous. Issei. I'm turning to see who was speaking Azazel. What does that mean? We can't allow you to continue having that power. Issei. Looking ahead Michael, but why are you worried? I would never do that. The chestnut tree could not finish speaking as it was pierced by a spear of light. Azazel. It seems you haven't understood, you no longer deserve that power. Ugh. Why are you doing this? Ugh. The girls are getting annoyed. Interrupted. Sekiryuutei. Don't worry about them, showing him a hologram where the girls were talking. Riaz. Well, what can I say? You were really useful to us, Issei, but not anymore. We don't need a pervert with us, we'd rather go see you die, but we're busy with our respective partners. Don't be surprised, after all, who would stay with a useless pervert like you? End of hologram. Issei. That's not true. That's not true. Crying. Michael. Accept it, you have no further purpose in this world. Sekiryuutei. Quickly remove his sacred gear. Issei. They won't. The chestnut-haired boy began to raise his power, but was neutralized by Azazel. No, Issei, we've had to put up with you enough. Sekiryuutei. I'll take these two, removing the evil pieces from his body. Issei. I gave everything for them, for you all, what did I do to deserve this? Michael. Do you think we'd allow someone like you to be important in the factions? Issei. Drake, I need your power. Azazel. Unfortunately, you won't be able to. I've created this small device so Drake won't interfere or even know this happened, so don't bother me. Sekiryuutei. Goodbye forever, hi to Issei. Issei. I'm going to finish off every single one of you. I swear. Michael. Silence. Plunging a sword into the chestnut. Issei. Where am I? I remember now, I died. You're really finished, aren't you? Issei. If I'm finished. Do you need power? Issei. Yes, I want to be able to starting to get angry. Well, I have nothing left to do in this world, so I'll give you all my abilities. Issei. Why are you doing this? Just like you, I was weak, now you will be. Issei. I understand. So here you go. The silhouette that spoke to him screwed a bolt straight into the chestnut tree's chest. Issei. Ugh. What the? It hurts. The screw melted into the chestnut-haired boy's chest. This is the power I give you, but if you want the others you will have to earn them. I have scattered them throughout the world, now I can go with her. Issei. Who are you? Does that matter? Goodbye, go back to your world. At that moment, the chestnut-haired man got up from the ground, as if everything that had happened was just a dream, but it wasn't, since the blood he had spilled was still visible on the ground, but he was completely healed. Issei. Alright, it's time to catch up, laughing. And so the castle went out looking for the girls. It didn't take him long to find them and see them with other boys, but Roseweiss and Ravel weren't there. Hatred surged within him, but he didn't lose control. He simply left silently. Issei. Everything in its own time, entering through an alley. Gang member 1. Hey idiot, quick, give us what you have, or you'll earn yourself a one-way ticket to the hospital. Gang member 2. Hurry up, you idiot, we're being taken seriously. Issei. I can do the test with you guys. Gang member 1. What are you saying, you imbecile? The thug couldn't finish speaking because in the blink of an eye his body was already pinned to a wall with many gigantic screws. Issei. Not bad. Oh. Gang member 2. What did you do, you damn monster? Trying to escape. Issei. Not so fast, driving a screw into his stomach. Gang member 2. Ugh. No, please, no. The castle created another screw and hammered it into the gang member's head. Issei. Have I always been this bloodthirsty? What do you say? Asking the corpse. Hey, you're already dead. Well, at least I confirmed my theory. Okay, now I choose you. D. Picking up one of the corpses. So the chestnut-haired man went home, dragging the bloodied corpse with a hole in its head and another in its abdomen, from which blood and bits of intestine oozed. He took the body into his house, positioned it exactly where it was supposed to have died, and turned on the gas. He waited a few minutes and then threw a small match from the doorway. Issei. Now let's get the hell out of here, dude. Running so the explosion doesn't catch him. When the house exploded, Issei was already far enough away, so he decided to take a walk and think about the recent events. Issei. Looking towards the place where the voice came from him. Oh, Offician. How have you been? Office. Well, I came to talk to you. And Drake, surprised by Issei's attitude. Issei. I'm very glad. Well, regarding that, I'm no longer the Sekiryuutei P. Office. What? You're not the Sekiryuutei anymore. Issei. Okay, I'll explain it to you. A while later. Office. I see, so they betrayed you. Getting angry and raising her aura. Issei. Calm down, Offician, everything's alright. D. Office. But aren't you going to do anything? Issei. Of course, they'll pay for this, and I'll make them suffer one by one. Gloomy and psychopathic face. Office. I see, startled by the brunette's face. Issei. But. His face returning to its happy state. Everything in its own time. For now, I want to have the abilities that guy left me. Office. But now you're just a human, with a body made from the flesh of the Great Red and my power. Issei. Yep, I'm just a human, the weakest human there is. D. And for that reason I'm going to have my revenge. The office gave her one of her houses in the underworld. The chestnut-haired man convinced her to sleep with him, and she accepted because she had feelings for him that she didn't acknowledge. The next day. Issei. That was a good nap, but it's time to work. D. The office. Where are you going? Issei. Sad. Issei. I have to go say hi to some friends, so relax and stay here, okay? Kissing her forehead. The office. Okay, I'll wait for you. Happily. Issei. Okay, see you later, love. Upon leaving the house, the chestnut-haired man headed to an area where he knew he would find a guy who always liked to fight. Sekiryuutei. Anyone else want to challenge me? Sekiryuutei was fighting with many demons who tried to defeat him as a group, and when they failed, they began to flee. Issei. I'd like to try. D. Sekiryuutei. Hi, do Issei. What are you doing here? Smiling. Issei. Just as I thought. He doesn't know. Well, I was wandering around and ended up here, so tell me, what do you think about having a short battle? Sekiryuutei. Sure, why not? Issei. If I win, you'll tell me where the Angel's secret base in Italy is located. Serious. Sekiryuutei. You fine, but if I win you'll come with me to Bale's house and we'll talk there. Issei. Great. D. Sekiryuutei. Then let's begin. No sooner had those words left Sekiryuutei's mouth than his body was already on the ground with a screw in each of his limbs. Issei. Win. D. Sekiryuutei. What? No, it's not over yet. Hitting with everything he's got. Issei. You don't have to be so upset. Dodging. Sekiryuutei. Because I can't give it to you. Issei. Wow. Damn, you tore my uniform. See. Sekiryuutei. You've gotten stronger. Issei. Smiling. Issei. I'll try this right away. Sekiryuutei. What are you talking about? Issei. Bookmaker. At that moment, a special screw that held the chestnut tree lengthened. Sekiryuutei. What the hell is that? Issei. What are you talking about? Oh, the screw in your chest. V. Sekiryuutei. What? When did this happen? Your speed is impressive, but this isn't hurting me at all. Smiling. Issei. Bookmaker doesn't do physical harm. At that moment the dark-haired man felt new emotions. Hatred, anger, madness, resentment, revenge. Sekiryuutei. What is this? Scared. Issei. Bookmaker is a skill that allows me to lower my opponent to my level intellect, strength, feeling. Smiling like a madman. Sekiryuutei. Andy. Lost. Scared. Issei. Okay, perfect. D. Saying that, the screw in Sekiryuutei's chest disappeared and he returned to normal. Issei. Now you'll tell me where that Angel's base is located. Murderous face. After Issei finished speaking, he was about to leave, but Sekiryuutei stopped him. Sekiryuutei. What happened to you? Issei. Issei. Don't worry, you'll find out soon. 3. Also, I want to ask you a favor. Could you take all the money I earned from the OPI Dragon program and bring it to me in 3 days? Sekiryuutei. You should go yourself, but okay, I'll do it. See you later. Issei. Okay, take care. Sekiryuutei. D. Leaving. The chestnut-haired man was heading to his new destination but noticed that a mischievous cat was following him. Issei. Am I attractive enough for you to stalk me? I'm flattered. D. Kuroka. You caught me, Naya. Issei. What's the reason for this seductive visit? C. Kuroka. You see, Isenya, I was taking a walk and I saw you, so I decided to follow you and ask you if we can have babies. 3. Issei. Seriously? Make babies? Can we? We can. D. Kuroka. Haha. Think that Isenya would reject me. Issei. So it was a joke. D. Kuroka. No, if you want, we can make babies here, showing him her breasts. Office. That won't happen. Issei. Offician. What are you doing here? Office. I felt like someone wanted to steal what's mine. Kuroka. Issei is not yours, Naya. Issei. So we won't make babies. Poo. Office. No. Issei. Eo. Office. You'll only make babies with me. Kuroka. Issei. I umlaut acute I umlaut. Kuroka. No. Issei will have babies with me. Issei. Kuroka, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm no longer the Sekiryuutei, so I can't give him the dragon genes. Kuroka. And what does that have to do with anything? Issei. But you said you wanted to have children with a dragon, and I'm not one anymore. Kuroka. I love you even though you're not the Sekiryuutei. Issei. Oh really? Trying to hide his blush. Office. I still don't accept you. Kuroka. You can't be so greedy, Naya. Besides, Issei has other women. Office. Issei. Offician, could you take Kuroka-chan to see our house? You can also explain what happened. I haven't finished my business yet. I'll see you there. Kuroka. Are you leaving already angrily? Issei. I'll be there later, Kuroka-chan. See you later. Kissing them both on the lips. Office. Kuroka. Oh eo. Issei. Alright, time to visit my dear swordsman friend. Emerging from the underworld, he began searching for Kiba, whom he found leaving a hotel with Rias. Issei. You break my heart, my friend V. After they said their affectionate goodbyes, the brunette began to follow Kiba. The blonde entered the academy and headed towards the club as he had forgotten to pick something up. The brunette followed him, but Kiba noticed him. Kiba. I don't like being chased. Issei. Oh. They didn't discover me. P laughing. Kiba. Issei, I didn't expect to see you here. Nervous and confused. Issei. Actually, I don't think you ever thought you'd see me again, did you? 3. Kiba. How are you still alive, serious? Issei. How scary. Calm down, you don't have to be so serious, friend. Kiba. I'm going to finish you off. Drawing a sword and lunging at Issei. Issei. Why aren't you listening to me? C appearing behind him. Kiba. What the hell? Kiba couldn't react as Issei lifted him by the neck with his hand and drove 2 screws into him, one in each hand, against the wall. While the blonde writhed in pain, the brunette used another screw, bringing his feet together and driving it right into the middle. Issei. Wow, what a beautiful visual work. I should be an artist, don't you think? Kiba. You damn bastard. Ag. Issei. Although it's contradictory, a crucified demon D. Kiba. What the hell do you want? Issei. Would I have to want something to be able to visit my friend? Kiba. You should be dead. Issei. Sheng Long revived me D. Well, I just wanted to know what happened to Ravel and Roseweiss. Kiba. You think I'll tell you something? Issei. You'll do it, if you don't want to suffer, you'll do it, maniacal face. Kiba. Ravel left when he found out what we were going to do to you, and Roseweiss did too, scared. Issei. I see, picking up Kiba's sword that was on the ground. Kiba. You said I wouldn't suffer. Very scared. Issei. Yep, you won't suffer. I'll give you a painless and quick death. C. I'm a good friend, don't you think? D. Kiba. Forgive me. Please decapitated. So the chestnut tree cut off his head and blood spurted from his neck like a jet of water. Issei. A pool of blood. This is art. He proceeded to pick up Kiba's head, placed it on the table, and wrote on his face with a marker he found. On his forehead he wrote, whoever reads this is a faggot, on one cheek I'll eat it all, and on the other cheek, I have a small one. Finally, with a marker, he drew many feminine features on his face, such as highlighted eyelashes and other such things. Issei. Well, that's it. I made your body a little better, you should thank me. Leaving his head in the center of the desk, it's time to go back home. 3. Wedding interrupted. Our chestnut-haired friend was heading home. He wanted to rest, and also, he had to think about where the other skills that guy had left him were. Issei. Let's rest for now. Entering home. Kuroka. Isenya. Hugging him. Issei. Hi Kuroka-chan, you look very cheerful. Kuroka. Office already told me what happened. I never thought that would happen. Issei. Life is full of surprises, don't you think? D. Kuroka. How can you be so calm after everything that happened to you? Issei. I think something broke in my head v. Kuroka. I won't question your actions, but as I've already told you, I love you and I'm going to stay with you. Issei. But I don't think Offician is. Office. I accepted, after talking for a while we managed to understand each other. Issei. I didn't expect that v. After the trio chatted for a while, they decided to go to rest. It was already dawn, and the brunette got up without waking his companions and proceeded to have breakfast. He sat on the sofa and turned on the TV to see if there was anything good on. Demon News v. Mau Surziches, along with the other faction leaders, informed us today of tragic news. The beloved Sekiryuutei is dead. The leaders stated that they found Hayadu Issei in his final moments, thanking them and leaving his sacred gear so that a new wielder could be found. It's a very difficult time. We lost a great comrade and friend, declared Archangel Michael. Issei. Oh my god. The Sekiryuutei died laughing. She cleaned up her things and left a note saying she would be back in the afternoon, then went off to continue with her plans. Issei. Alright, since I'm dead I guess I need a new identity. I'll call myself Goku. No, that name is too much for someone like me, I know. So the chestnut-haired boy headed to another academy in Kuo City where he spoke with the student council president who was very beautiful but strange. President. My name is now Tamori, you can call me Tamori. They are also part of the student council, pointing to two people. Tamori. They are Yusa Nishimori and Juriko Takajo. Yusa Juriko. Welcome. Issei. Thanks. Tamori. Well, now could you tell us why you want to study here? Issei. Well, I was at another academy, but they mistreated me. Sigh. Since I don't like fighting and arguing, I wanted to attend here to have a peaceful school life. Tamori. I understand, do you have your papers? Issei. Yep. Tamori. Well, I suppose that's all. We'll register you in the system and you can attend this academy. Issei. Thank you very much, Tamori-san, offering a handshake. Tamori. Shoving Issei's hand away in fright. Issei. Haha, is something wrong? Tamori. No, it's nothing, you can leave. Issei. Well, thanks for everything, Tamori-san. Leaving. Juriko. Tamori, why that reaction? I've never seen you like that before. Yusa. I agree, besides, that guy looks very suspicious. Tamori. Don't be idiots. Yusa Juriko. Idiots ooh. Tamori. Before shaking hands with it, I'd rather cut my throat. I really don't want anything to do with it, but we have no choice. Juriko. I don't understand much. Tamori. Anyway, I'll put him in your classroom so you can keep an eye on him. Yusa Juriko. Hi. After finishing off the academy, he headed to the underworld and decided to visit a blonde woman to find out what had become of her. He slipped into the Phoenix's territory and arrived at Ravel's room, where he could hear her crying. Issei. Who died that you're crying like that, Ravelchan? V. Ravel. Looking towards where the voice came from. Issei. Is that you? You're alive. Issei. Of course. I'm a total ninja. Ravel. I couldn't stop them, they left me trapped here. I couldn't do anything. Crying. Issei. I see, calm down, I'm fine, so there's no reason to cry. Ravel. But what is Issei doing here? Issei. I came to see how you were, and I also wanted you to tell me a few things. Ravel. Thank you, Issei. What do you need? Issei. You see, I want to know if anything interesting has happened in the underworld. Ravel. Regarding that, I don't have much information, but I heard that yesterday an expedition group found something strange in a cave, emanating a strange power, and it seems there are others all over the world, and the faction leaders want that power. They've sent Beelzebub to investigate. Will they locate the rest of those things? Only the whereabouts of two are known. The one in the underworld and the one in Kyoto, in the territory of the Yokai. Issei. Wow, that's exactly what I needed. Ravel. Perhaps this won't matter too much to you, but they're going to force me to marry one of the heirs of Clan Asterith. Sadly. Issei. What? No. Ravelchan isn't getting married. Angry and pouting. Ravel. But it's my family's decision. Issei. And when is the wedding? Ravel. In 4 days. Issei. That's fast. See, well, you don't have to worry, I'll help you. Ravel. But Issei, I don't want you to be in danger. Issei. Don't worry, no problem. Just wait and you'll see me there. Ravel. Issei. Well, I have to go now. See you later, Ravelchan. Kissing her. Ravel. Yes, see you later, take care, my Issei, cheerfully. So the chestnut-haired boy left and hurried home. He opened the door, and the first thing he saw was the lovely office and the seductive Kuroka, naked on the floor, one on top of the other. Issei. I'm not against that kind of relationship, but they should give a heads up so they don't interrupt. Kuroka office. That's not it. After clearing up the misunderstanding, Issei told them that he had to go to Kyoto quickly because he had something to retrieve from there. The girls wanted to accompany him, but the brunette didn't want to, even so he couldn't do anything against the will of both girls. Once they arrived in Kyoto through a magic circle created by Office, they decided to take a stroll and enjoy the city. In a moment of joy, the chestnut-haired man took advantage of their distraction to escape and accomplish his goal. Issei. Alright, now to the territory of the Yaokai running. A while later. Yaokai soldier. Yasaka-sama, we have identified an intruder in our territory. Yasaka. I see, persuade him like you did the others. Yaokai soldier. There's a problem, the intruder is rapidly heading towards the power source that was found. Isasaka. Send in the elite. Now. Someone besides the leaders knows about that source. Issei. Well, it seems I'm getting close. Elite soldier. Stop right there. You'd better get out of here. If you don't want to die. Issei. Wow, they've surrounded me, I'm really scared. Oh. Soldier E. Attack. So all the soldiers rushed at the chestnut tree, which only dodged them and applauded. Issei. My turn. D. Soldiers. Ag. No. The screams of all the soldiers were horrible. They were heard by Yasaka through one of the microphones carried by one of the soldiers. Issei. Taking the microphone. Well, I know you're listening, so I'll only say this once. If you send more soldiers, they'll die in vain, so just clear the way for me to my destination, okay? 9 Thanks. D throwing the microphone away and continuing on his way. Everyone who heard the chestnut-haired man's words was greatly disturbed. Yasaka was frightened and confused because she recognized that voice. The chestnut-haired boy kept running and soon arrived at a crater where he found a bolt stuck in the ground. It was a strange black bolt surrounded by a dark aura. Many scientists and soldiers were gathered around. Issei. Why didn't I bring a mask? It doesn't matter, there are other ways to prevent them from seeing my face. Yasaka. Reaching the intruder's target. I want everyone out of here before. He couldn't finish speaking because the machinery they were using for the investigation began to explode one by one, raising a huge cloud of dust. Issei took advantage of this moment to grab the screw, but just before he could touch it, he was surrounded by many Yaokai. Yasaka. Give up. You're trapped. Slowly back away from there. The chestnut-haired man had his face turned towards the ground so that he wouldn't be recognized. Issei. You're being very aggressive, Yasaka. Yasaka. Do I know you? Issei. You knew me, but oh well, that doesn't matter, just take it. Interrupted. Who knew? Who are you? Issei. Ahoho Kanouchin, it's been a while. Who knew? He knows me, stay away before you regret it. Issei. Make me. Without fear, Issei touched a black screw and it responded to Issei's power, beginning to glow and entering the chestnut-haired boy's chest. Issei. Ag. Yasaka. Attack him. Blasts of magic were launched against the chestnut tree, which received them all completely. Once they stopped attacking him, the smoke dispersed, revealing a young man extremely wounded and bloodied, missing an arm. Yasa. We warned you. Issei. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Too late for that, Yasaka. Laughing maniacally, revealing his face. Yasaka Kunu. Issei. Even in that state, the chestnut-haired man attacked and killed all the soldiers surrounding him, leaving only Yasaka and Kunu alive. Yasaka. Crying, you're supposed to be dead. Issei. Ha 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 ha, am I dead or not? Ha 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 ha. Laughing. Kunu. Why are you doing this? Surprised. Issei. It's not my fault. You guys attacked first, I was just defending myself. Yasaka. I'm sorry, I didn't think it was you who came in. If only you had told me. Issei. The dead don't speak, Yasaka. Kunu. We must heal you immediately, otherwise. Interrupted. Issei. That won't be necessary. Yasaka and Kunu were completely surprised as Issei was perfectly fine, without any injuries, and his arm was back in place. The soldiers were also healed, though unconscious. His appearance had changed. His hair was now a very dark blue, almost black, and his eyes were a pure navy blue. Yasaka. How did you do that? Issei. It's a magic trick. I have to go now, so see you later. Kunu. Wait. Issei. You're not involved in this, and I want it to stay that way. I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that I was the one who attacked and brought what was here. I'll be able to tell you everything that happened soon, but now's not the time. And so the chestnut-haired man disappeared, leaving Yasaka and Kunu very confused. Issei. Great, now I can stop worrying. The next day, the chestnut-haired boy had to attend the academy. He said goodbye to his sweethearts and headed there. Along the way, the girls gave him strange looks. They thought he was attractive but were afraid to speak to him. Ignoring their stares, he went inside and waited outside the classroom door until the teacher called him. Teacher. Today we have a new student, come in. Issei. Hello, my name is Issei Kumagawa, I hope we can get along D. Professor. Any questions? Student 1. Hey, you look like an idiot with that face. The whole classroom started laughing at him while the teacher tried to calm them down, but Issei silenced them all by driving giant screws into them. Issei. How cruel, they shouldn't laugh at a new classmate. The next moment everything was fine, as if nothing had happened, but they were scared because for a moment they saw themselves dying. Even the professor was very frightened. Professor. Issei, your seat is over there. Issei. Okay. Without paying much attention, he went to his seat and sat down. By the time recess came, everyone was talking about Issei. Many women were interested and fearful, and groups of men thought he was just a conceited jerk. One of the gang leaders from a classroom wanted to give him a welcome, but he was only beaten up by Issei until he got bored. Everyone saw the massacre. Issei. Isn't there a disciplinary committee or what? Anyway, I'll take you with me, we'll talk to the president, dragging the gang member's body. Issei. Tomori-chan. Are you here? Tomori. Yes, what happened? She notices the gang member completely covered in blood. What happened? Issei. He tried to attack me, see, but don't worry. I know how to defend myself. D. Yuriko. He'll say you went a little too far. Issei. You think so? Tomori. Let's stop this nonsense. Issei, you have special abilities, right? Issei. Something like that. Tomori. You see, this academy is full of people with special abilities, and of course, the student council members are no exception. Issei. Seriously? Oh. Yuriko. I have the ability to move at great speed, but the problem is that I don't know how to stop. Issei. That's problematic. Yusa. I can create and use fire at will. Issei. Ahohohoho. Tomori. I can make myself invisible and imperceptible to people's eyes. Issei. Oh ho ho, with that we could see the girl's panties. Tomori. Yusa. Yuriko. I agree. Issei. Comrade. Oh. Tomori. Shut up, idiots. Hitting them. Issei. Yuriko. Oh yes. Tomori. I wanted to ask if you'd like to join the student council. Issei. Can I? Either. Yuriko. We still have the vice-president position available. Issei. Yes. D. Tomori. Well then, Vice President, now that we've told you about our abilities, isn't it your turn to show us yours? Issei. Oh, of course, well, you'll do your job touching the gang member. Yusa. What are you doing? The boy was instantly fully healed. But he was frightened when he saw the guy who beat him up. Gang member. Yeah, you scared. Issei. You can leave if you want. Lunatic smile. Gang member. Leaving quickly. Issei. That's my ability. The astonishment in the eyes of the three was very great. Yusa. Ahoho, a great healing ability. Issei. That's not it. Tomori. So? Issei. I turned the reality in which I struck him into nothing. Yuriko. I don't understand. Tomori. Is it basically like a back button? Or is it more than that? Thoughtful. Issei. It's a little difficult to explain, but let's just say I erased his wounds. Yusa. That's a very dangerous ability. Tomori. What are the limits of the ability? Issei. I don't know, I just got it very recently. Tomori. Well, that's all, welcome Vice President. Issei. Yay. Everything seemed to be going according to Issei's plan, but fate is a bit of a bastard. The next day. Tomori. Issei, we need you to be in the auditorium during recess. Issei. Okay, I'll be there. After classes ended, as Tomori said, he went to the auditorium. Issei. Tomori-chan, I'm here. De-entering the auditorium. Tomori. Well, now we're all here. I'm pleased to welcome you to our academy. We're truly happy that we can socialize with other institutions, don't you think, Sona-san? Upon hearing that name, Issei reacted, but he managed to hide it. Sona. We feel the same way too. Tomori. Well, I'll introduce you to the members present. This is Yuriko. Yuriko. Nice to meet you. Tomori. She is Yusa. Yusa. Nice to meet you. Tomori. This is Issei Kumagawa, Vice-President. Issei. Nice to meet you. W. Saji. Hi do. Are you okay? Tomori. Old acquaintances of yours. Looking at Issei. Issei. Excuse me, I think you're mistaking me for someone else. Saji. But. Sona. Excuse us, Tomori-san, we think we mistook him for a friend. Still looking at Issei. Tomori. Don't worry, for now let's move on to more important matters about the agreement between demons and us, people with special abilities. Issei. This wasn't part of the plan. The conversation continued calmly, without mentioning the fact that Saji kept staring at Issei. Sona. Well, that concludes we're leaving. Tomori. Okay, we'll continue with this later. Once the meeting ended, Tamori told him that they had decided to make a peace and coexistence agreement, so to speak, but this didn't sit well with Issei, since he knew the demon's intentions. They surely wanted to take advantage and use these young people. Issei. Well, it's time to pay you a visit, Surziches. After classes ended, Issei went to the underworld, evading security and managing to enter the Grimoire Palace. He murdered many guards for fun and donned the mask of one of them. Surziches. Well, it's time to find someone, interrupted Issei. The life of a demon lord is very busy, isn't it? Surziches. What? Searching for the source of the voice. Who the hell are you? How did you get here? Issei. Calm down, I just want to know why you want those kids with abilities. Surziches. Guys. Skills. What the hell are you talking about? Issei. She doesn't know. I guess this is just something Sona is plotting, don't worry for now. Issei couldn't finish speaking because an alarm started to sound. Issei. You called your soldiers. Surziches. You're finished. Issei. I guess I'll have to do it. He quickly grabbed the Redeed by the head and before he could react, Issei used his power. Issei. All fiction. He quickly left the room, but Surzich's guard was already waiting for him. A well-coordinated attack by the guard inflicted extreme damage on Issei, who had many wounds, was missing both arms, and had 5 swords embedded in his back. Issei. That was really amazing. The demons were surprised because after that attack he was still talking and in the blink of an eye Issei was completely healed. Guard. That's not possible. Issei. My turn. So I threw many screws at all the guards. Few of them remained standing, since the rest were nothing more than a pile of corpses with holes all over their bodies, oozing blood. Without giving them time to catch their breath, Issei attacked them from behind, causing many long screws to emerge from the ground, turning the soldiers into masses of flesh riddled with holes. Blood spread rapidly, crushing Issei from head to toe. Issei. Damn it. It got in my mouth. Ugh. See, too much fuss for one day. I have to go talk to Sekiryuutei. He slipped out to avoid any guards. Hours later. Sekiryuutei. It's taking a while. Issei. I'm sorry for being so late. Sekiryuutei. Issei, I honestly didn't expect you to come after what Surziches said. Issei. Hahaha, that doesn't matter, does it? Besides, be honest with me, you believe everything he said. Sekiryuutei. No. Issei. Hahaha, I knew it. Don't worry, my dear friend. Well, do you have what I asked for? Sekiryuutei. There were complications, but I was able to do it. Issei. Thank you very much. Sekiryuutei. What will you do now? Worried. Issei. Relax, buddy, I'll be fine, but remember my words, I'll be making headlines these days, smiling like crazy. See you. Sekiryuutei. What are you up to? Issei. The next day he took it very calmly and enjoyed it with his Nekomata and his Dragona. But then he remembered he had to interrupt a wedding. He arrived just as the ceremony was beginning. He kicked down the front door and yelled. Issei. I object. Everyone present. Issei. I guess I got ahead of myself. Adrian. Who the hell do you think you are to interrupt the ceremony? Issei. Oh hey ho ho, so you are Adrian Asterid, the heir of the Asterid house. Adrian. Yes, and who are you? Issei. Ravelchan's lover. Adrian. Ravel. Oh. Bajuka. I don't know who you're supposed to be, but I'll politely ask you to leave this place. Serious. Issei. Hand Ravelchan over to me and I'll leave without making a fuss. Razor. What do you think you're saying? Get lost. Issei. Don't worry, Racerson, Ravelchan will be in very good hands. Razor. You. Adrian. I'm fed up with this nonsense. Throwing many small knives at Issei's body. Issei. What? Ag. Vomiting blood. Adrian. These blades contain a potent poison that will kill you in seconds. Bajuka. Son, don't you think you've gone too far? If in this story Adrian is Ajuka's son. Issei's body fell to the ground, but that was not the end for the blue-haired boy. Issei. Cough cough, hey, this isn't right, you can't just attack me randomly. Smiling. Ignore the letters and the girl in the back. 3. Bajuka. Adrian, back off. Issei. Very slow. When Ajuka turned around, he saw his son cut in half from the waist down. Blood was everywhere and his organs were spilling out. Everyone present was about to vomit and was terrified of Issei. Bajuka. You, how dare you, raising his aura. Issei. Relax, or someone else might get hurt. Bajuka. Ravel. Please stop now, okay? Do it for me. Issei. I suppose I've been a little rough. The blue-haired man approached the upper half of the corpse and placed his hand on the chest. Issei. All fiction. And just like that, in a matter of 1 second, Adrian's body was reattached. He was alive, but very scared. Adrian. Let me go, you damn monster. Crying. Issei. Fixed well, I'll be going now, taking Ravel by the waist. They both disappeared, leaving everyone present astonished and fearful. Remote part of the underworld. Issei. Are you alright, Ravelchan? I was. Ravel. Kiss, thank you very much, Issei. Issei. Oh, Ravelchan kissed me. Yeah. D. Office Kuroka. We're happy for you, sweetheart. Issei. Ravelchan. Ravel. Yes. Issei. Gyaudo, you have Basilin. V. The month had passed, and the blue-haired boy continued to assume his role as vice-president so much that he had gained a very strange reputation, since many wanted to grape him, but fear stopped them. Office and Kuroka managed to enter Issei's heart and become his women. With Ravel he was just beginning. Tamori. As you know, we have guests from Kuo Academy today, since we're celebrating the sports festival, so I need your help. I'll guide them on their tour. Yusa and Juriko, make sure there are no problems during the activities, and Issei, take care of the troublemakers. Yusa, Juriko, Issei. Hi Kaicho. Everyone went back to their respective tasks. Luckily for Issei, it was unlikely he would run into the Kuo Academy students. On the other hand. Tamori. Welcome to our Academy Sports Festival. Sona. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm accompanied by some members of my student council and 3 people from a club at our academy. I hope that won't be a problem. Tamori. No, there's no problem. Sona. Let me introduce them to you, they are Akeno, Zenobia and Asia. Akeno, Zenobia, Asia. Thank you very much for the invitation. Tamori. Okay, we can start the tour. Those 3 girls hadn't gone out of curiosity. They had gone because they had heard that there was someone named Issei in that place, and especially if this boy had any connection to Kiba's massacre. Weeks earlier. The girls were arriving home after spending time with their partners. Upon entering the room, they saw that disgusting scene. Riaz. What happened here? Zenobia. This is disgusting. Asia. Kiba-san. Akeno. How did something like this happen? Riaz. I'll call on Osama to fix this. Days later. Hineko heard about someone at another academy who looked similar to Issei and had the same name. Riaz didn't miss the opportunity, as this was suspicious, and asked Sona to bring some of her clubmates if she visited that academy again. And that's how we got to this point. Halfway through the journey, the 3 girls split up and began searching for Issei. Nearby was our blue-haired friend, checking that everything was in order. He had become good friends with the photography club because of their beautiful shots. Everything was fine until he felt he was being watched, so he decided to go to a secluded spot. Issei. I must be really beautiful if I get harassed so often. V. Akeno. So the rumor was true, I thought you were dead, Issei. Issei. You're confusing me with someone else, my name is Issei Kumagawa. Akeno. That lie won't work on me. Launching a magic attack. Issei. What is that? The chestnut-haired boy received the full force of the attack. Akeno was surprised, as she thought he would dodge it, but that wasn't the case. Issei was all winded and bleeding. Akeno. This is bad, I'm leaving, escaping. Issei. Haha, yeah, you'd better run away. He gets up as if nothing happened. I'll go find Sona. I need to talk to her. Angrily. The blue-haired man was desperately searching for Sona. It didn't take long to find her sitting in a clear area. Without hesitation, he threw several screws that pinned her to a nearby tree. Sona was unharmed, but it appeared that her clothes were embedded in the tree. Issei. Why the hell are they here? Serious? Sona. I don't know what you're talking about, besides, do we know each other? Issei. Don't play dumb, you know who I am. Sona. Smiling, I wasn't totally sure, but are you alive? He. Issei. Answer the question I ask you, very serious. Sona. You're not going to scare me. Issei. Oh, really? Well, you should be scared, smiling like a psychopath. Sona. Trembling with fear. Alliance. Sona. I don't lose. Issei. Don't lie to me. Sona. I told you I don't know. Issei. Let's play, shall we? Driving a screw into his stomach. Sona. Ag. Issei. For every time you delay or don't answer, you'll have one of these embedded in your body. Sona. I'm not that easy to og. Issei. Embedding another screw. Answer. Sona. Yeah, enough, ag. So the blue-haired man continued hammering in screws until Sona's will gave out. Sona. Riaz sent them to see if you weren't dead. Issei. See how easy that was. Now one more thing, what do you want from the young people of this academy? Sona. I wanted to reach an agreement with them to avoid a larger-scale confrontation, and also so that Surziches wouldn't find out about this. Issei. Very well, you see, it wasn't so difficult. Thus Issei freed her and left her completely healed. Sona. What? Issei. That doesn't matter. Fine, the nice guy is gone. I'm going to take this seriously. Angry. Sona. I suppose you don't want me to tell anyone about this. Issei. That doesn't matter anymore, if you want you can tell them. Sona. The three factions are going to destroy you. Issei. I want to see them try smiling. Sona. Well, I'll be going now. Once Sona left, Issei decided to see who was next on the list. But he wasn't alone. Issei. I know you're there, Tamori. Tamori. Your powers aren't like ours, are they? Issei. A strange man gave them to me and more than powers, they're a burden. Tamori. Load. Issei. They are a means to my revenge, but when I achieve my goals, I don't know what I'll do with them. Tamori. And how do we fit into that? Issei. I thought the factions wanted to use the power of young people like you for their own benefit, but Sona is hiding you from everyone's sight. Tamori. What should I do? Issei. I need you to keep all the students in check. I'll take care of anyone who tries to attack this place. Tamori. I have to thank you for everything you do for us. Issei. You don't have to, I have to go out, I'll leave the rest to you. If anything happens, call me. Hours later. The blue-haired boy quickly arrived home to talk to Office and Kuroka. The brunette's next target was Asgard. Issei. Office necesito que nos leaves Asgard. Office. No problem. After planning their visit, they were ready. Asgard. Odin. I'm very glad you visited, Zeus, but it's very sudden. What's happening? Zeus. I sent a spy to the underworld. It seems the three biblical factions are hiding something from us. Odin. What about Haidu Issei? Zeus. Yes. Odin. I honestly think the same. I thought his soul was in Valhalla, but no. Zeus. I also tried to contact Yusaka, but they told me they were attacked by someone who looked like the Sekiryuutei. Odin. I suppose I'll have to call Roseweiss to find out what she knows. Zeus. Does that girl know something? Odin. I know her very well, I'll call her right away. Issei. No será necesario Odin. Odin. Who? It can't be. Zeus. You. Issei. Finally someone who actually recognizes me. Odin. No, you feel the aura. Issei. Erase my aura and my presence. Zeus. Is that possible? Issei. For me it is, although I won't be able to recover it until it's complete a high price, don't you think? Odin. No one will ever notice you. Issei. I'm supposed to be dead, right? Zeus. This is what the features concealed. Issei. Basically, they killed me, but I was given a second chance. Zeus. I don't think you've come just for a visit. Issei. Nope, you see, I know you're examining a power you just discovered and it doesn't belong to you. Odin. How do you know that? Issei. Because that power is mine. Zeus. Prove it. Issei. Your son is the god of thunder, right Odin? I wonder what would happen if thunder ceased to exist. Odin. You don't have such power. Issei. Don't you think so? At that moment, a hammer struck the chestnut-haired man in the chest, breaking all his chest bones. Odin. Son. You didn't have to do that. Thor. That guy massacred all the guards. Issei. You're a little impatient, aren't you, Thor? Zeus. You should be dead with that attack. Issei. Now you believe me. Odin. A very impressive healing ability. Issei. Because they are so incredulous, it would be good if they were demonstrated all fiction. They all felt a strange change and looked at the blue-haired boy with concern. Thor. What have you done? Issei. What do you think about checking if the soldiers are dead? Odin. It won't be necessary, I already checked. Zeus. How did you do that? Issei. I can erase anything I please from this world, even the basic concepts of the universe. In this case, I erased the reality where the soldiers died, I turned it into fiction. Odin. What terrifying power. Issei. Can we talk now? Zeus. Okay. Thor. We cannot allow that. Odin. Thor. Understand that we have no way to counter this guy. Issei. Don't worry, if everything goes as planned, there won't be any harm done. Thor. Issei. The three biblical factions are planning a larger-scale attack on the other mythologies. Odin. What are you talking about? Zeus. That's impossible. Issei. Do you really think so? Why do you think they took Drake from me? Thor. On my last trip, I heard from some demons that Mau Surziches is looking for someone to be the new Sekiryuutei. Issei. What I think is that they're looking for a demon with the potential to give the boosted gear to Thor. And so they can attack us without restraint. Issei. They'll most likely start with the Yaokai, after all, they're the most vulnerable. Odin. You know what you're saying, that implies betraying all mythologies. Issei. They have the boosted gear and the Sekiryuutei. Do you want to wait until there are victims before you act? Zeus. Someone knows you're alive. Issei. I suppose all the demons will find out soon, but it doesn't matter. Auden. Issei, Zeus, son, could you follow me? Issei. Could you tell me where? Auden. To give you something that belongs to you. Issei. Gen. The four of them found themselves on a large mountain surrounded by Asgardian soldiers and Valkyries, among them Rose Weiss. The blue-haired boy decided to hide his face, as it wasn't the right time yet. Once inside the mountain, Issei felt something calling to him, and he wasn't wrong, because a few minutes later they arrived at the location of another screw, but this one was white. Auden. Go ahead, you can take it. Issei. Thank you. Upon touching the screw, this light rose into the air and entered Issei's chest. Everything seemed to be in order, but just as everything was finished, he fell unconscious. Issei. Where am I? In pain. It's good to see you again. Issei. You, I thought you had left. Yes, but I needed to tell you something very important. Issei. And that's what? I'm really glad you're taking my skills at such an amazing time, but they come at a price. Issei. I figured as much. The consequence is simple, you will always lose. Issei. Eso no es demasiado. It seems you haven't understood, just because you always lose doesn't mean you can't win something different. Issei. If I play my cards right. You're starting to understand, although to be honest, I don't really know how this will affect your world, since I only gave you my abilities. I don't know if the disadvantages apply in a different world, but be careful, that's all I wanted to say. Issei. I guess this screw was just for knowledge. Not only that, but also some advice. Issei. You can only trust yourself, and maybe the consequences will be applied from now on. Issei. Like see. Goodbye Issei. Auden. Haidu. This. I don't want to go to school half asleep. Or. Wake up. Hitting him. Issei. It hurts. Why do they have to resort to violence? See. Zeus. Are you alright? Issei. Better than ever D. Auden. So what are we supposed to do now? Or. Wouldn't it be better to attack them by surprise? Zeus. We don't have the necessary resources for that at the moment. Issei. As I told you before, we need to contact Yusaka. Auden. You're right. Issei. I'll be going now. I have to visit my ex-fiancée. I'll be back tomorrow. See you. Academia Kuo. Rias. That's how it wasn't Issei. Bekeno. I'm not entirely sure. Asia. I found out something that Issei transferred to that school a month and a half ago, or at least that's what I was told. Zenobia. So he is the Issei who was supposed to have died. Irina. How is that possible if the leaders killed him? Kaneko. It seems I managed to survive. Issei. To be exact, see Mori. All the girls looked at the blue-haired boy who was sitting in the club's window. Rias. You're a son of A. Issei. You kiss your mother with that mouth. D. Bekeno. I mortally wounded you. Issei. I guess you didn't have very good aim. Smiling. Zenobia. And what do you want? Issei. Hey, why is our dear reunion with her beloved so serious, huh? Asia. We never loved you, idiot. Issei. They break my heart. See if I had one, of course V. Rias. That's enough. Give me one reason why I won't kill myself. Issei. Would you cause a commotion at the academy? That's too bad. Well, I just came to say hello and check if you liked my gift. Bekeno. So you killed Kiba. Issei. Well, before he died he slept with Rias, so he left without remorse V. Rias. Is that why you killed him, out of jealousy? Smiling. Issei. Nope, I killed him because I wanted to. I don't know, I just wanted to kill him and well, it happened 3. Bekeno. Do you still love us? Laughing. Issei. Yes, I want to torture, destroy, kill them. Maniacal smile, but it's not the right time yet. I have to go now. I need to fulfill my duties as part of the student council. See you. Disappeared. Rias. We need to talk to the leaders, he could jeopardize our plans. Hours later, Underworld. Surziches. Well, now we know who the man is who crashed the wedding and paid me a visit. Azazel. How is that wretch still alive? Michael. It's a problem, but shouldn't we focus on taking Kyoto? Surziches. I think the same. According to what I heard from my informant, Issei attacked the Yokai, so I don't think he'll help them. Azazel. That doesn't matter, I have great news, we did it. Michael. Really? I really thought it was impossible. Azazel. I risked my life threatening that woman, but she always helped us, and as long as we don't release him, she'll continue to help us. Surziches. Perfect. Next day. Asgard. Auden. I apologize for the unexpected nature of this call, Yusaka Dono. Yusaka. Don't worry, Auden, but what's the reason for the call? Auden. You must already know that Haidu Issei is still alive. Isaka. He appeared and I didn't know how to react. Issei. A hug and I'm glad would have been enough. Auden. Haidu. Isaka. Issei. Crying. Issei. Yusaka, I'm fine, we need to focus on something else. Auden. You're right. Isaka. What's happening? Auden. The biblical factions want to destroy us. Isaka. But it's not possible after everything we went through together. Issei. They killed me, Yusaka, they're only driven by power. Auden. I asked my son to confirm what Haidu told me, and yes, he found a large group of camouflage demons in Kyoto. Isaka. It's not possible. Issei. It's your decision, you help us or you let your people die. Auden. Yusaka, don't know, I know it's hard to believe, but you have to trust us. Isaka. It's hard to digest. Auden. We don't know when they will attack, but we must be cautious. Isaka. But we alone cannot stand against all three factions. Issei. We have Zeus's support, I also have a card I don't want to play, but I will if necessary. Auden. Yusaka, I ask you to support us. Isaka. Alright, as leader I have to protect my people, but now I'll return to Kyoto. I need to prepare. Issei. I'll be around here. I need to think for a while, but first, take this, old man. Handing him some folders. Auden. Elder, is this it? Issei. These are the candidates, could you show them to Zeus? Auden. Okay. Isaka. Issei, can we talk? Issei. Why not? After explaining what had happened to Yusaka for a while, the blue-haired boy was about to leave, but was he careless, or was it just bad luck? Because he had an unexpected encounter. Rose Weiss. Issei. Preview of the special chapter. Azazel. He is our greatest achievement. Michael. We have to finish off Issei once and for all. Adrian. He's a monster. A damn monster. Ajuka. Son. Serziches. We cannot allow him to continue interfering. Riaz. What should we do? Serziches. Destroy it. Destroy his academy. Leave no survivors. Rose Weiss. Why didn't you tell me? Why, Auden? Auden. Dad. Issei. What? No, brat, I'm not your father. You're my dad. Hugging Issei's leg. Issei. What the hell do I do with you? Babysitter. Issei. Hello, Ross. Ross. It's not possible. Issei. I didn't want you to find out this way. Ross. Why didn't you tell me? Why, Auden? Auden. Issei. Because I asked him to. Ross. What? Why? Issei. Because it wasn't the right time. Ross. And when was it going to be? You thought you'd make me suffer. Issei. I didn't want you to get hurt. Ross. I'm your partner, you should have told me. Issei. Kiss for now, rest. Ross. Why? Issei. You just got back from a mission, right, we can spend more time together later. Ross. Promise me. Issei. I promise. After taking her to her room, Issei said goodbye to Auden and went to the underworld to think for a while. Our blue-haired friend was in the underworld, enjoying hunting some demons who had been sent to kill him. Issei. I really thought they'd try harder anyway, I'd better head home. A blinding light appeared a few meters ahead among the trees. Issei assumed they were more demons, so he headed towards the place immediately. But there was nothing there when I arrived. Issei. TSK. Nothing. Dad. Issei. Dad. Issei was mesmerized. A child was beside him looking at him with cheerful eyes. Issei. What? No, brat, I'm not your dad. Your dad? Hugging Issei's leg. Issei. What do I do with you now? Underworld. Azazel. He is our greatest achievement. Ollie. Don't say it like that, I'm not a trophy. Michael. Let's leave that for another time, we need to take Issei out of the game. Ollie. I'll take care of that. Azazel. Where is Serziches? Michael. He had to go out and talk to his sister. Azazel. Well, I'm off. I need to talk to our friend so she can keep us updated. Go City hours later. Issei. Alright, brat, what's your name? Mau. Name Mau. Are you serious? What kind of parents name their child that? Mau. Your dad. Issei. I already told you I'm not your dad. Damn it, let's see, how old are you? Mau. 3. Showing with his fingers. Issei. You're showing me 2 fingers, this isn't working. While Issei was trying to start a conversation with Mau, and Nekomata was approaching. Kuroka. Issei. I've been looking for you for so long, looking at the child and that child. Issei. I don't know, I found it in the underworld, but it doesn't tell me much that it will help. Kuroka. Your name? Issei. His name is Mau. Kuroka. Okay Mau, what's your dad's name? Issei. Ho shit. Now. He's dad. Pointing at Issei. Issei. Brat, I already told you that. Kuroka. Issei, can you explain what's going on? Issei. Damn brat, well. After explaining. Kuroka. This is problematic, he's grown fond of you, although when I smell him I notice your scent on him. Issei. You're kidding me, right? Now. Bucking around. Issei. Don't you say that. Kuroka. Ha 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 ha. Issei. What's so funny? Kuroka. You have an indifferent attitude towards others, but you can't do that with this child smiling. Issei. I'm not cut out to deal with children looking away. Kuroka. Well, learn, because when we have babies they'll need you. Issei. There's still a while to go before that. Mau. Hunger. Issei. What? Mau. Hunger. Kuroka. She's hungry. Issei. And what? Kuroka. Well, we have to take him out to eat. Issei. Looking at Mau, when did I become your babysitter? And so the blue-haired boy spent the whole day with his Nekomata and the little Mau. Amusement park, zoo, movies, games. Mau was very happy and they decided to go to a cafe. Issei. I'll be right back, I have to go to the bathroom. Kuroka. Okay, love. After leaving the bathroom, Issei noticed that a young woman was being robbed right in front of him. He decided to intervene by jumping over a fence that separated the areas, startling the thieves from behind, which gave the young woman time to escape. Issei. Very well, what lesson should I teach them so they don't do that again? And the result was obvious. Issei lost and the thieves escaped. Issei. What the hell? This doesn't make any sense, I see, this is what he meant by losing smiles, okay, now I understand how it works. Mau. Is dad okay? Issei. How did you get here, brat? Yeah, I'm fine, now I know what my weakness is. Mau. Is dad weak? Issei. I'm not your dad, but I am the weakest human in existence, so this is my weakness, well then they will never be able to defeat me. Mau. Dad, eat. Issei. Okay, brat, let's eat. Photographer. I'm sorry to interrupt your evening, but would you mind if I took your picture? You look great as a family. Issei. I think he's mistaken. Mau. Photo. Issei. Wait, brat. Kuroka. Why not? A souvenir photo is fine. Issei. Doesn't my opinion count? Photographer. Perfect. So the family arranged themselves to take the picture, Issei and Kuroka on the sides and the little Mau in the center. Photographer. Say potato. D. Mau. Taking Issei and Kuroka's hand, potato. Issei. Smiling, potato. After the photo, they decided to take a walk around the city, but the blue-haired boy noticed he was being watched. Issei. Kuroka, go with the brat to the games, I'll catch up with you later. Heading to the roof of a building, he found many demons, angels and fallen angels, including Azazel. Issei. How have you been, bird? Azazel. Be careful what you say. Issei. Or will you send one of your little angels to seduce me? Azazel. It seems you're enjoying your life. Issei. Shouldn't I? Azazel. That child, it seems you've grown fond of him. Issei. That's none of your business. Azazel. It would be a shame if they had an accident, smiling. Issei. Oh ho, so that's what you want to do, to hurt me through them. Azazel. Issei. I'll show you what it means to hurt someone. So I grabbed Azazel by the neck and slammed him to the ground, sending him crashing through a great many floors. I seized one of the fallen angels and tore off its wings with my already bitten hands. This act terrified everyone. Some demons tried to flee, but Issei intercepted them and ripped off all their heads. Meanwhile, the angels launched an attack against the blue-haired man, but he didn't care and continued advancing as if nothing had happened. Holding the head of one of the demons in his hand, he threw it with great force and magic, causing many angels to be struck and fall to the ground. Issei. Chusa. D. Now I've confirmed it. Fallen. Damned. Those who remained tried to catch him, but Issei just grabbed one by the foot and used it like a human sandal. He hit the others with it, and when he finished them all off, he realized that his sandal was without arms or a head. Issei. It seems it was of poor quality. V. Azazel. You really are a monster. Issei. One that you created, but I'm just a human, the weakest human in existence. Azazel. Even so, everyone has a weakness. Issei. I have many weaknesses, and I just told you the deadliest one, so appearing in front of Azazel, return to your nest and think about what I told you, you bird brain. He punched Azazel in the stomach, grabbed one of his wings, and threw him with great force against a distant building. Mau. Dad is very strong. Issei. Brat. You again. Mau. Issei. You're not a normal kid, are you? Let's go to Kuroka. After being scolded by Kuroka, they went to the underworld to rest from their busy day. The little Mau fell fast asleep. Issei. I haven't seen Office, where is she? Lying down on the bed. Kuroka. She told me she'd be a little busy these days. Issei. I guess they have things to do. The day ended and they decided to sleep. The next day Kuroka left early to find out some things. The doorbell rang and Issei, still half asleep, decided to open it. Issei. Who is it? Ross. Issei. Issei. How did you find this place? Ross. Aden-sama helped me with that. Issei. Damn old man, you know where I live. Ross. And that's all you're going to say? Aren't you happy to see me? Issei. Of course, but I'm surprised. Mau. Dad. Breakfast. Going downstairs. Issei. Okay, wait, brat. Ross. Dad. Issei. I can explain. Ross. Well, start talking. Underworld. Azazel. And that's what happened. Surziches. This can't be possible. Riaz. He also threatened us. Michael. This is very problematic. Surziches. We cannot allow him to continue interfering. Vali. What if I take care of him right away? Azazel. It's still too early, Vali. Michael. Destroy what he values. Riaz. So what should we do? Surziches. Destroy it. Destroy his academy. Leave no one alive. Angry. Azazel. I think it's an exaggeration, but I'm not against it. Michael. Sacrifices are necessary. Riaz. It will be a pleasure. Smiling. Ross. And you haven't looked for the mother or the father? Issei. Playing with Mau. Nope, I was hoping there would be news of a missing child, but nothing. Mau. Dad. Play. Issei. Okay. Ross. Smiles. Issei. What's happening? Ross. I never thought I'd see you like this. Issei. I don't know what you're talking about. Cell phone. The chick say peep. Ross. Issei. What? Mau used that ringtone. Answering the call. Tamori. Issei. I need you to come here immediately. I see. What's happening? Tamori. They're attacking us. They're demons. Issei. Okay, I'm coming. Serious. Ross. Is something wrong? Issei. They're attacking my academy. I have to go. Ross. I'll go with you. Issei. No, please take care of Mau. Besides, I don't want you to be in danger. Leaving quickly. Tamori. Protect the wounded. Those who can, defend the academy. Yusa. Tamori-san, they're attacking us from behind too. Tamori. What the hell is going on? Riaz. It's your fault. If you hadn't accepted Issei, this academy would still be intact. Tamori. What? Don't be conceited. The fight continued, but the boys were only defending themselves. They were not attacking. Issei. The situation looks very bad. Tamori. Why did you take so long? Issei. I'm sorry I had to help an old lady cross the road. Well, I don't like this one at all, so tell me, what am I going to do with you miserable wretches? Annoyed. Riaz. You don't scare me. As you can see, I didn't come alone. Pointing to her entourage. Issei. Snapping his fingers. Get everyone out of here. Tamori. Tamori. Surprised since she was healthy. Okay. Zenobia. You think we'll let you go? Trying to attack her. Issei. Stopping her. No, Zenoviachan, you shouldn't ignore the enemy in front of you. Asia. Don't get too cocky. We can beat you. Issei. Azazel thought the same thing. Smiling. Irina. Arrogant. Don't think we're that weak. Launching an attack, Irina unleashed a halo that trapped Issei. Zenobia followed, piercing him through the back with Durandal. Then Akeno used a spear of light and lightning that ended up embedded in the blue-haired boy's head. Once Zenobia retreated, Kaneko attacked with a flurry of blows and then finished by using Senjutsu. Riaz simply approached Issei while charging her great destructive power in her hand and inserted it right into Issei's heart, causing his body to begin expelling blood from his mouth, nose, ears, and eyes. Riaz. You underestimated us, idiot. Smiling. Let's go, girls, we finished him off. Turning around. Issei. Wow, that really was a coordinated attack. Upon hearing that voice, the girls turned around and saw the blue-haired boy sitting on some rubble, his clothes completely torn and stained. Akeno. It's not possible. No one would survive that attack. Issei. Anything else you'd like to try? Think about it, I'll give you time. Riaz. What are you? Issei. I'm the weakest human in existence. How many times do I have to repeat that? Akeno. You are an abomination. Issei. Even an abomination like me has weaknesses, and as I told Azazel, the deadliest of them, I just told you. Smiling. Riaz. Back off. Issei. Not so fast. Grabbing Irina's hair. Fine, I'll leave it at that. you can go now. Rias. Damn it. Issei. I recommend you leave unless you want things to get worse. Irina. Let me go. Rias. I'm sorry, Irina disappearing in a magic circle. Issei. Alright Irina, we have a lot to talk about, but for now I'll let you rest hitting her on the back of the neck. Tamori. I have to thank you. Issei. You don't have to, I was just doing my job. Another thing, I recommend you look for a certain boy with a very special ability. He recently arrived in Kuo, so it'll be easier to find him that way. Tamori. Okay, and what will you do with her? Issei. You know I love Greek myth. Psychopathic smile. See you soon. Underworld. Issei. I'm home. Mau. Dad. Ross Kuroka. Welcome. Issei. Today was a very busy day, but it's not over yet. Head down. Ross. Kuroka, could you come with me? Ross Kuroka. Sure. Mau. Me too. Issei. If you too, Mau. So the four of them headed to the place where it all began. Kuroka. What are we doing here? Issei. I have to deliver Mau to where he belongs. Ross. What? But you said nobody came looking for him or anything. Issei. That's why, besides, this little one is special. Mau. Said Dad. Issei. Placing it on the ground. Kuroka. Issei. Issei. This is where I found Mau. Ross. But. As soon as I put it down, a strange portal, which emitted rays, opened a few meters away. Kuroka. That's. Issei. His journey back home. Ross. I see. Issei. Mau, you have to go home. Mau. I want to stay with Dad. Issei. Hey, you know I'm not your dad, but I think I know why you're confusing me with him. Even so, it's time for you to go back, your mother must be worried about you. Mau. Will I see Uncle Issei again? Issei. I don't lose, little one. They both hit each other hard, and he also said goodbye to Kuroka and Ross, who were both shedding tears. The little boy walked away and entered the portal. It reacted to him and closed. Issei. It was interesting while Mau lasted. Kuroka. You've grown fond of the. Ross. I'm glad to know that a part of the Issei I knew is still in there. Issei. I can't hide anything from you guys. Well, it seems we're done here. Michael. This is getting out of hand. Surziches. Damn. Well, no problem. Is everything ready to attack Kyoto? Azazel. Yep, no problem. Now you can act. Volley. Volley. Finally. Well, I suppose if something goes wrong she'll help us, right? Azazel. Don't worry, even she's seducing our side. XXXX, XXXXXXXX. The portal opened in the courtyard of a house, from which the small Mau emerged. Mau. Mom, Mom. Quick footsteps were heard, and a young woman appeared, saw him, and hugged him. XXXX. My son. Where have you been? Crying. I've already lost him. I can't lose you, are you okay? Mau. I'm fine, Mom. XXXX. You have to tell me where you were. Mau. No, I don't remember. I'm sleepy. XXXX. Well then I'll let the others know you've been found. They still have to keep looking for you. Prometheus. Weeks had passed and Issei was relaxing at home and thinking. Kuroka. Honey, don't you think it's time for you to leave the house? I know what happened with Mau affected you, but it's time. Issei. I do miss him, but it's not that bad. I was just thinking about some things I could use. Kuroka. What? Issei. Don't worry, love. Well, I have something to check. I'll be right back. Kuroka. Take care, dear. The blue-haired boy walked through a forest, venturing into a hidden area where he saw a chestnut tree chained up with a large hole in its lower stomach. Issei. How is my beautiful little angel? Irina. You. Free me. Cough cough, vomiting blood. Issei. Whistling. After Issei whistled, a rather large wolf appeared with a large amount of blood in its mouth. Issei. How is my dear Pluto? Petting the wolf. Pluto. Woof woof. Wagging his tail. Issei. You might think it didn't take much to tame him. Irina. Trembling, get him away from me. Issei. This is your punishment and it's not over yet. Do you know that this race can continue eating, even when they're not hungry, and kill for pleasure? Smiling. Irina. No, no. Issei. It seems the regeneration stones are losing their magic. Irina. Cheerful. Issei. But since I'm here, we can do it my way. Irina. No. When the brunette was as damaged mentally as she was physically, Issei decided it was time to hand her over to his friends. Kuo Academy. Rias. Any news about Irina? Zenobia. I've searched the entire underworld for her, but I haven't found her. Kaneko. I can't smell her scent either. Asia. Where she could have been taken. Akeno. It's been quite a while since she's spoken out. Rias. The conversation was interrupted by the sound of someone knocking on the door. Rias. Go ahead. Sona. I apologize for the interruption. Riaz. Don't worry, what's wrong? Sona. They have a visitor. Zenobia. Visiting. Sona. Issei is at the main entrance. Bekeno. What? Riaz. Come on, girls. All. Yes, but you. As they left, they saw the blue-haired boy standing in the entrance as if nothing was wrong, calmly looking around the place. Riaz. You, what is it you want? Issei. This is how they greet their guests, what a terrible reception. Zenobia. Where is Irina? Issei. She's okay, I think. Asia. Don't play with us, where is she? Issei. You've matured, Asia. I'm in a good mood today, so I'll tell you. Riaz. Something's not right. Issei. He's in the forest of hell in the lower area. Bekeno. How do we know it's not a trap? Issei. Little Kaneko-chan can go, she'll notice your presence right away, smiling. Zenobia. I'll go. Kaneko, come with me. Kaneko. Okay. Riaz. Go carefully. So the girls set off to look for Irina. Issei. What do you think about going to the dining room and talking more calmly, smiling? Riaz. This isn't right, I don't like it. Asia. Aren't you going to attack us? Issei. Come on, let's talk for a bit. I won't attack you. Besides, it seems Serziches has posted a lot of sentries to guard this place. Bekeno. Surprised. Issei. Don't be so surprised, shall we? After taking a walk around the academy, Issei and the girls sat down in the dining hall. Bekeno. Do you still miss this academy? Issei. Yes, they really were good times, they bring back mixed feelings. Riaz. You have no feelings. Issei. Don't say that, see, of course I have feelings. Asia. You're a monster. Issei. Hey, don't treat me like that, you're going to make me cry. Bekeno. Stop talking nonsense. Issei. Okay, fine, what do you think about improving the atmosphere? Asia. How? Issei. How about we talk about myths? Bekeno. Myths. Issei. Yes. I love Greek myths, has anyone heard the myth of Prometheus? Riaz. What does that have to do with anything? Issei. Come on, if you don't help me I can't tell you anything. Bekeno. He was a titan. Issei. That's right, the titan who was friends with men. Does anyone know what his greatest feat was? Asia. He was honored for stealing the power of the gods and giving it to humanity. Issei. Correct. But he was punished, right? Riaz. Zeus punished him and sent Hephaestus to chain him up, he also sent a giant eagle to eat Prometheus's liver. Issei. Exactly. And since he was immortal, his liver regenerated every night and the eagle came back to eat him every day. Riaz. I don't like where this is going. Underworld. Zenobia and Kaneko were in the forest Issei mentioned, looking for Irina. Zenobia. This forest is very strange, you could easily get lost here. Kaneko. To the right. I just felt it. Zenobia. Perfect. Quick. Bekeno. And what does that have to do with anything? Issei. Can you imagine the torture Prometheus suffered back then? If it hadn't been for Hercules, who knows how he would have ended up? Riaz. Where are you going with this? Issei. Being a Prometheus titan, I managed to stay sane during that time, but imagine a being with such a fragile spirit going through that, it would be devastating, wouldn't it, smiling? Zenobia. I see something there. Kaneko. She didn't fool us after all. Riaz. It can't be. Issei. His mind would shatter like fragile glass. Bekeno. You. Riaz. What have you done? Zenobia. Finally. We found you. Don't worry, we'll get you out of here, freeing Irina. Kaneko. I'm glad you're okay. Irina. Issei. A person in that state would do anything for their freedom, anything. Riaz. Call Zenobia now, Kaneko, quickly. Issei. Did you really think I'd hand over my toy that quickly for demons? You're pretty stupid. Zenobia, now we can go, Irina. The blue-haired girl couldn't finish speaking because a sword was stuck in her chest, to be exact, in her heart. Kaneko. What are you doing? Irina. If I don't do it he will torture me. The brunette had dead eyes and a disturbing smile. The little Nekomata didn't know how to react, but through a small magic circle, Riaz contacted her. Riaz. Kaneko. Get out of there quickly. Kaneko. But Riaz-sama, Zenobia is. Riaz. That doesn't matter now. Just get out of there. And come back quickly. Zenobia. Go, Kaneko. I'll take care of it. Thus the Nekomata quickly left that place, leaving Zenobia and Irina alone. Zenobia, why are you doing this, Irina? Irina. I don't want to suffer, he promised. Zenobia. Issei won't torture you anymore. Just calm down. Zenobia stopped speaking as Irina slashed her throat. Trying to cover the cut, Zenobia didn't notice Irina behind her, who then cut her legs. She fell to the ground. Blood continued to flow from her throat. She had already accepted her death, but it hurt too much to know she had been murdered by her friend. Irina. Pulling out a whistle, your torture isn't over yet. The chestnut-haired girl threw a regeneration stone to Zenovia's side, used her whistle, and many wolves appeared and surrounded the blue-haired girl. Irina. I'm sorry, snapping her fingers. And so the wolves attacked Zenovia's motionless body, which was being healed by the stone, but at the same time being torn apart by the wolves. She couldn't scream, she could only suffer this atrocious act in silence. On the other hand, the brunette just watched this scene with dead eyes. Riaz. You said you wouldn't involve us. Issei. And that's what I did. I didn't lie to them. I told them Irina's correct whereabouts, just as they asked me to, right? Smiling. The Keno. You're a bastard. Issei. I'm done, here I'm leaving. Vali. You won't leave. Issei. Ho Vali, how are you? Issei was interrupted when Vali grabbed him by the head and sent him flying through some walls. Some of the students saw Issei's body and thought he was dead, but nothing could be further from the truth. Issei. That's not a proper way to greet someone. Vali. I won't lower myself to talking to trash like you. Issei. How antisocial. Well, how about we resolve this in the underworld, since I don't think you want to involve normal people. Besides, I'd be at a disadvantage. Vali. Good. So the two of them, using magic circles, transported themselves to the underworld, to be more specific to the most crowded area. Many demons were there. Issei. Does this place seem alright to you? Vali. You know where we are, right? Issei. Of course. Shall we begin? So Issei launched himself at Vali, who, confident that the blue-haired boy's attacks wouldn't harm him, didn't dodge them, which was a terrible mistake. Issei's blows slowly broke Vali's armor. Vali. What the hell? Issei. I thought you'd take this seriously. Vali. I'll do it now. I'll show you something familiar. Vali activated his balance breaker, but it was red. Apparently he was the wielder of the two celestial dragons. Issei. Truly surprising. I wouldn't hesitate to say that Azazel had something to do with it. Without hesitation, Vali attacked Issei, striking him repeatedly. Summoning Ascalon, he used it to pierce the blue-haired boy's head, while with his other hand, he ripped open his stomach, throwing Issei's body to the ground. Vali began to feel terrible pain throughout his body. Vali. Gak. Shit. Issei. It seems that power isn't fully adapted to your body yet. Vali. Shut up. Ripping off his arm and kicking him. Issei. Getting up. Ho look at that, can you give me a hand? Vihaha, just kidding, picking up his arm. Vali, still in pain, was shocked that even after everything, Issei was still moving and speaking normally. Issei. Putting his arm back in place. Okay, all done. Although I'm surprised it wasn't finished even after Azazel's help, not to mention you helped too, right? Office. Looking towards a building at the top. Office. Descending. How did you know? Issei. You don't have to be a genius, but you're really with them. Vali. How does it feel to know you have no one? Office. Issei. Excuses aren't necessary at this point. Even if they had threatened you, you know I would have helped you, but you gave in to their words. Office. You're right, no more excuses. Issei. Even though I opened my heart to you, well, it doesn't matter. V. So the blue-haired boy touched his chest and murmured something. Issei. Then I deleted it. Office. Did you delete it? Issei. Yep, I erased any feelings I had for you. D. All of this had happened in front of many demons who observed everything that occurred. Issei. For those who don't recognize me, I'm Haidu Issei. Or at least I used to be. Remember what I'm about to say. I will kill your beloved leaders and destroy hell. Guo Academy. Riaz. Kaneko. Are you okay? Kaneko. That's Irina scared. The Keno. How did this end up like this? Everyone present was speechless at the words of the young man who claimed to be Haidu Issei. Vali. What are you plotting? Office. We'd better leave. Issei. Yes, they're not in their best condition. Vali. I will destroy you, Haidu. Issei. Whatever you say, you cheap copy of Dante. Thus Office and Vali disappeared. Issei. Observing all the demons staring at him. If anyone wants to ask me for an autograph, I'll be over there on the right. V. After wasting time for a while, Issei retreated to the forest where he had something to check. Issei. Looking at Zenovia's corpse. How I would have loved to see him. Irenichan, are you there? Irina. You promised, trembling. Issei. I never break my promises. So the blue-haired man touched Irina's forehead with his index finger. I freed you from the trauma I caused you, he said, smiling, just so you can see your masterpiece, he whispered in her ear. Issei. All fiction. Irina. What? No. That's not true. Not me. Zenovia. What have I done? Screaming and crying. Issei. I kept my word. Irina. You. Irina tried to attack Issei, but he just grabbed her by the neck. You know, I want you to tell me some things. If you do, you might see Zenobia again. So, do you accept? The next day, the underworld. Serziches, Azazel, and Michael were gathered together. Serziches. I can't believe it. How could our attack have failed? Azazel. It seems someone warned them about what was going to happen, so Yusaka was able to get her people out. Michael. Is it possible it was Issei? Serziches. If he were here, I'd kill him with my own hands. Issei. If you mention the devil, he might appear smiling. Serziches. You disgusting vermin, I'm going to. Auden, I've never heard you speak like that, Serziches. Serziches. Uden. Michael. Auden-sama, if you would allow us to explain. Zeus. There's nothing to explain. Azazel. TSK. I guess there's nothing left to hide. Isaka. You're right. Issei. As you can see, I didn't come alone, besides, we already know your dear tricks. Serziches. What? Issei. Did you think you were the only one with an ace up your sleeve? Michael. What do you mean? Issei. Did you ever wonder where Serafo was all this time? Azazel. Could it be you? Issei. I extracted every last drop of information from him before granting his most desperate wish to die. Serziches. You're going to pay for this. Isaka, Auden, and Zeus looked seriously at everyone present. Auden placed his hand on Issei's shoulder. Issei looked at him, and Auden nodded, as if saying something to him. Issei. Well, leaders of the factions, we declare the fourth great ninja war. Serziches, Azazel, Michael. Issei. Haha, I got excited. Well, you know what I mean. Serziches. Are you sure you want to start a war? Issei. You guys were going to do it anyway, weren't you? Auden. With that said, we'll take our leave. Opening a magic circle, they withdrew. Thus, the beginnings of a catastrophe had just begun. The fury of war. Dangerous bite. Issei. Now that everything has started, we have a lot to do. Auden. Issei, are you really sure about this? Issei. Come on, Auden, you're not going to back down now. Auden. It's not that it's your way of ending it. Issei. Everything is going according to plan, and that's how it has to end. Auden. I understand Zeus and Yusaka are preparing. Issei. Okay, if you don't mind, I'll go check on a few things. I'll be back in a few hours. The blue-haired man left and headed to his house, where his beloved Kuroka and Ross were, not to mention that he had a brunette locked up in the basement. Issei. Every time no one is looking, you try to end your life. Irina. I have nothing left to live for. Issei. Until recently I thought the same, but there's something that has me intrigued. Irina. I won't tell you anything. Issei. I can understand that Michael found a way to avoid falling, since he has vast knowledge and Azazel's help, but you're still an angel despite everything you did to me, and you're not a fallen angel. Irina. Issei. You were one of those who hurt me the most. After all, you were my childhood friend. Irina. I'm nothing to you. Issei. You were, but because of the friendship we once had, I'll only keep you until I get what I want, then I'll let you go. Irina. Why should I trust you? Issei. You don't have to trust me for now. If you don't mind, I'll read a bit. If you need anything, just tell me. Irina. And so the blue-haired man spent his days, he rested with his lovers, but he spent his afternoons in the basement with Irina. Irina. It's useless, stop doing this. Issei. Irina. Say something. Issei. Are you hungry? Irina. Yes. Issei. Okay, wait a moment. After a few minutes, Issei returned with a plate of food. Issei. I brought this, I hope you like it. Irina. I can eat by myself. Issei. You're chained up. Irina. If you release me, I could. Issei. You would try to escape and I can't allow that. Irina. You would kill me. Issei. You know I won't do it. Irina. You're lying. Issei. After all this time, I think I know why you haven't fallen for it. Irina. Issei. Your faith in God is so great that you thought everything Michael said was God's will, so you obeyed everything he said, thinking you were doing the right thing. Irina. Mitchell-sama would never do anything wrong. Issei. He's a murderer. Irina. Issei. He killed me, and not content with that, they separated me from Drake. How can you be so pure? Irina. The blue-haired man approached her and removed the shackles from her arms and gave her a plate of food and some juice. Irina. I could escape. Issei. I know you won't, because deep down you know how I feel. After a few days, they managed to strike up a conversation as if they were old friends. Issei. Well, you can go, Irina. Irina. What? Issei. It's really not your fault, you were just used as a tool. Irina. Me. Issei. Relax, you don't have to say anything. Irina. I can help you. Issei. You don't have to, why force yourself to help? Irina. I want to help you. Issei. As you wish for now I want you to rest. The blue-haired man took her to one of the rooms and just then Ravel entered. Ravel. Issei-san is back. Issei. Ravelchan. How did it go? Ravel. Very well, I got him what he wanted. Apparently, Issei sent Ravel on a small mission, which is why she was gone for a while. Issei. Thank you very much for now. Issei noticed something approaching his house at high speed. It wasn't good at all. Issei. Everyone take cover. The light descended from the sky and struck the house. Upon impact, it exploded, completely destroying the house and everything around it. As Issei rose from the rubble, he saw that the few girls who truly cared for him were dead from the explosion. Issei. Ha 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 ha, that's what I wanted. Give me more reasons to want to destroy you all. Ha 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 ha, snapping his fingers. Ross. What happened? Issei. Don't worry, Roschan, for now, pick up the other girls and take them to Asgard. I have something to attend to. Smiling. Surziches. Well, I've just been informed that it was destroyed an hour ago. Azazel. Michael. Is something wrong, Azazel? Azazel. Only thinking. Surziches. Office, we owe you Issei's location. Office. Riaz. That way he won't bother us anymore. Issei. That's what they think. All. Issei. They really thought that. They thought that because they destroyed my home I would stay silent and do nothing. Ajuka. What do you think you can do to us? You're just a nuisance. Ajuka was speechless. After all, he couldn't speak. Issei ripped out his throat and held it in his hand. Issei. Quiet, you look prettier. Ajuka's face showed fear and bewilderment. Issei. I'm going to turn your body into a mass of flesh. Saying this, the blue-haired man summoned several screws which he placed in each of Ajuka's limbs and proceeded to strike Ajuka's inert body with all his might. Broken ribs, protruding bones, blood, and organs flew from side to side with each blow the blue-haired man delivered. Issei. Touching Ajuka's body, all fiction. Ajuka returned to life. But only to be torn apart again by Issei, who held a screw spinning at high speed in his hand. He slowly began to pierce Ajuka's skull, blood and brain matter flying out and splattering everyone around him. Ajuka's body still trembled and spasmed. Issei didn't waste his opportunity. He pulled a small vial from his pocket containing a clear liquid and poured it into the large hole he had made in Ajuka's head. As he did so, Ajuka's body began to spasm more violently and twitch violently. Issei. That's it, Ajuka, dance for me. Laughing with rhythm. Stomping on his body. When the body stopped moving, Issei calmed down. Issei. I feel much better now, smiling. During all that time no one did anything. Fear paralyzed them. They knew that if they tried anything they would end up like what remains of the demon that Ajuka once was. Michael. Call the guards now. Issei. Don't bother, Michael, there are no guards. Riaz. You should be dead. Issei. I died, they died too, but I brought them back. Surziches. It's not possible. Issei. You just saw it now and you already doubt my power. Total silence. Issei. You'll see the massacre I'll cause. I'll destroy you slowly and painfully and bring you back just to continue torturing you. See you at the front lines of hell in 10 days. Until then, but. The blue-haired man showed his arm and on it was a bracelet with a countdown timer. Azazel. You're crazy. Issei. It's all fiction. Boom. The entire building exploded. Those present survived thanks to the swift action of Michael, Azazel and Surziches, who created a powerful barrier to protect those inside the room. When they descended and the dust settled, only debris was visible everywhere, and to add a final touch, mutilated body parts began to rain down from the sky like rain. Riaz. Trembling, this is sickening. Right in front of Michael falls the head of a demon that had a sheet of paper stuck to its forehead which said, "Here are your soldiers." The atmosphere had completely changed. Nobody was saying anything, only Azazel broke the silence. Azazel. The weakest man, Vali told me that he spoke with Issei. I don't think you want to involve normal people, besides, I'd be at a disadvantage. That's not true. I'm full of weaknesses and I already told you the deadliest one. No, it can't be possible, that can't be his. Issei. Weakness, that's what I see in Ajuka's face. Ajuka. Huh. I didn't die. Issei. Yes, but I brought you back. You look bad, like you gave, not received. Ajuka. Are you trembling? Issei. Don't worry, Ajuka, if you tell me what I need, I won't kill you, I'll just give you a punishment. Ajuka. Nothing will come out of my mouth. Issei. Come on, cooperate, save yourself the screaming and save me the trouble of torturing you. Ajuka. Issei. For now, I just want to know what's happening with Vali's team. I've heard some things about Kuroka that I didn't like. Ajuka. It's okay. 2 days later. Vali. That damn Issei, well, now I'm alright. Faye. Issei is alive. Ollie. I know what you're thinking, but he won't come to rescue you after all, why would he care about you? Ollie approached Faye, who had been chained up for who knows how long. He tore off her clothes, the few clothes she had left. Well, it's time to make sure you belong to me. Faye. Crying, let me go. Ollie. Don't play hard to get, you like it. Issei. I've heard that when hex is forced, many pleasures are lost. Ollie. It seems you want to die before the war. Issei. How scary. Haha, well, hi Faye, how are you? Ollie. Stop talking nonsense. Why did you come here? Issei. Would you believe me if I told you the wind brought me here? Smiling. Ollie. I'm going to destroy you. Issei. No, no, Ollie, why aren't you going to save the little children of the underworld? Ollie. What? Issei. Like Santa Claus, I'm leaving presents for all the children in the underworld. I hope they don't hit the presents too hard since they're prone to exploding. Smiling. Ollie quickly left the room, heading off to who knows where. Issei. Well then, shall we go, Faye-chan? Faye. Issei, is what you said true? Issei. It's bad to lie, Faye-chan. When they were a few meters away from the house, explosions began to be heard all around. Issei. After exhausting work comes a good rest, so would you be so kind as to not hide from me and tell me what you need from me, Miss Karnstein? Elmenhold. How did you notice me? Issei. I'm good at playing hide and seek. Elmenhold. Why are you doing this? Issei. Issei, why is it necessary? Elmenhold. I want you to take me with you. Issei. Serious, did the leaders send you? Elmenhold. Why would they send me? Issei. I believe you, after all, Elmenhold is very beautiful. Elmenhold. Haha. 00. Issei. Shall we go? The three of them left. On the way, she explained to Issei that when she learned he was still alive, she abandoned everything just to find him and be with him. The blue-haired boy was happy because of Elmenhold's words, but he hid it. Faye just squeezed Issei's hand. It seemed jealousy was taking over. When they arrived in Asgard, the girls there asked him why he came alone and returned with two beauties. After being grilled by Kuroka, Ravel and Ross, he was finally able to rest. Faye was taken to be examined to assess her physical and mental state. Issei. Ugh, I need a vacation. Elmenhold. Smiling. Issei is very funny. Issei. How cruel to laugh at me. See. Elmenhold. Issei, you allow me to drink. Issei. You want to take me? Hi. Elmenhildchen, you pervert. Elmenhold. No, that's not what I didn't mean. Issei. Hahaha, I lost P. Elmenhold. Mo. Don't make fun of me, hitting Issei's shoulder. Issei. Okay, just don't be so rude. Lemon skipped. After that great moment, the blue-haired man held Elmenhold in his arms, who was sleeping peacefully. He laid her on a bed to rest. Issei. Leaving the room. Oh, that girl's hunger is dangerous, no more blood for her for a while, I could get addicted to it. A strategic meeting was to take place in the underworld. The three factions had summoned many promising young demons, but it was all a waste. When Riaz entered with her entourage and the leaders, what they saw was a massacre. Ollie. How the hell did this end up like this? Issei. It seems someone attacked them walking, and I don't think they did this to each other. In his hand, Issei carried some bloody screws. Surziches. Issei. Oh, please don't misunderstand, it's not my fault. The Keno. Issei. Trembling. Issei. Hello Akena-chan, it's me. Azazel. So you caused this destruction. Issei. I told you not to misinterpret things, this is your fault. Michael. Oh yeah? And how do you explain this? Issei. You were keeping a portion of my power and wanted to use it against me. It seems one of these kids got ahead of me and took something that didn't belong to them, so I stopped their madness and took what was mine. So, what do you think about chatting for a bit? Useless sacrifice. Surziches. So what do you want to talk about? Issei. So how did this end up? Was it his lust for power? Fear? Or what? Surziches. That's pointless now. Issei. Well hey, if you're not going to say anything, then why did I come? Greg. How have you been, Issei? Everyone was surprised. They never expected to hear the voice of the Red Emperor, which had manifested in Vali's left arm. Issei. Hello Drake, what are you saying? Greg. Here with these bastards, how long do you think it will take you to kill them all? Issei. Well, I have to take it easy. Smiling. Azazel. What did you do with Ajuka? We couldn't find any remains of his body. Issei. I swear he's fine, not a single wound, he's completely fine. Issei. What do you think about making a trade? Michael. What kind? Issei. You give me Asia and I'll give you Ajuka. Riaz. You're crazy if you think that. Surziches. How to trust yourself? Issei. Well, here is Ajuka. As he said this, a magic circle formed behind him and Kuroka emerged from it, dragging Ajuka along, who appeared to be asleep. Issei. Come, he sedated and alive. Michael. I don't detect anything suspicious. Issei. So what do you say? Azazel. You're lying. Surziches. Give me your hand, Issei. Issei. Okay. The blue-haired man approached Surziches, offering his hand, and Surziches said, under this oath, I deliver Ajuka Beelzebub alive, otherwise I will pay with my life. Surziches. I didn't think you'd do that, letting go of Issei's hand. Issei. The cursed oath, well, now you believe me. Michael. Asia, you have to understand this. Asia. Yes, Mitchell-sama. So Issei handed over Ajuka and took Asia. Surziches. Waking up, Ajuka, are you okay, friend? Azazel. I don't like this at all. Issei. Smiling, it was a good trade. Ajuka. No. What have you done? Apparently they had fallen for the blue-haired boy's trick, but he was already gone. Issei. Asia, I have many things to ask you. Asia. I'm not going to tell you. Before she could finish, Issei punched her in the stomach, knocking her unconscious. Issei. Okay, I just have to call them. Hours later. The blonde was just regaining consciousness from the tremendous blow she had received. She was tied to a chair. Issei. Earth to Asia. Hello. Asia. You're a sicko. Issei. Me. The sick one. You're not the one, are you? Asia. What? Issei. I heard that out of all the girls, you were the one who slept with almost half the academy. Asia. What? Are you jealous? Are you going to cry? Issei. How cruel you are, crying, but it's ironic, don't you think? The nun is the most promiscuous, smiling. Asia. You were a real idiot to hand Ajuka over. Issei. You think so? I handed Ajuka over as agreed, but laughing, it was really difficult to turn him into a simple demon. So? Issei. I have to admit that it was too difficult even with my all-fiction Kankara formula, a power that has the ability to control any phenomenon using equations and formulas, modifying said phenomenon, and turning it into a special move of his own. Asia. You took away her power. Issei. Wrong, I erased it, but it was like that power had a mind of its own, trying to defend itself. Even so, I did it. It would be very dangerous to release someone like that. Asia. But you swore that. Issei. I swore I'd hand him over alive, or did you forget? Asia. Even so. You won't win. Issei. I'd really like to play with you. Asia. What? Are you going to torture me? Or are you going to grape me to feel better? Issei. You almost got it, it's the second one. Asia. Someone like you isn't capable of giving pleasure to anyone. Issei. Like I said, you were almost right, you'll be grod, but not by me. Asia. What? Issei. Guys, you can come in. Shouting. Many fat naked men entered the room they were in. Issei. Do you recognize them, Issei-chan? Asia. They are. Issei. Yep, they're your stalkers. I invited each of them to help them calm their instincts. Asia. Don't do it. Issei. Guys, have fun, I'm going out for a while. That blonde became a hex toy for many men who abused her until they were tired of it. 4 days later. Issei. How's my favorite blonde doing? Smiling. Asia. Asia was a living dead man lying on the ground, dirty and covered in wounds. The blue-haired man touched her chest and made her feel like new, but her mind was completely broken. Issei. Well, I think you've already paid for your sins, so we'll send you back to your friends. Guo Academy. Sona. Rias. Issei is with Asia in front of the academy, crossing the track. Upon hearing this, the Redeed and her entourage came out and saw them. Issei. Alright, Issei-chan, you can go back to them or smiling, well, it's up to you. Asia. Hineko. Asia is back. Rias. Asia. Are you okay? Asia. Looking at Issei. Issei. Smiling, I see. The blonde started walking towards her friends, but she stopped right in the middle of the track. Issei. I recommend you take cover. The blue-haired man opened his umbrella and covered his face with it. Asia's face broke into a smile that betrayed madness. Asia. Haha. The truck was seen speeding by, it had no driver. Rias. Asia, move it. The Keno. Asia. Thus the truck crushed Asia, who didn't stop laughing until her very last moment. Blood flew everywhere. Needless to say, a scandal erupted, with people screaming all around. In the midst of the commotion, the blue-haired boy could be seen smiling beneath his bloodied umbrella. Rias couldn't stand it. Pushing through the crowd, she reached Issei, but he was gone. All that remained was a small screw lying on the ground. Surziches. So you're telling me you no longer have any power? Ajuka. That's right. Azazel. How did he do it? Ajuka. I don't know, he told me his power allowed him to. Michael. Such power does not exist. Azazel. His power, he said it was called all fiction, that could be a clue. Serziches. Translates as all fiction. Ajuka. Said he had the ability to erase whatever he wanted. Azazel. Let me investigate this. Rafia. Serziches, I've just been informed that Asia Argento has died. Michael. You wretch. One day of war. The underworld front was led by Serziches and Michael, and they commanded legions of angels, fallen angels, and demons. On the other hand, Issei could be seen with just a battalion of Asgardian soldiers and Yaokai. Serziches. Is that all? Is this what all the fuss was for? Issei. Underestimating is something you guys always do. Michael. Don't be so cocky. We'll finally finish you off and take everything. Issei. I want to see that. Thus the leaders of each side separated and returned with their respective armies. Michael raised his arm and, clenching his fist, everyone moved. The war had begun. But the blue-haired boy was calm. Issei. Alright guys, get some rest. I'll take care of it. As if it were a game, Issei calmly walked towards the enemies. The blue-haired boy's soldiers just stood there, motionless. Serziches. He's up to something. The troops descended and surrounded the blue-haired man. Serziches. Something is not right, Michael, get them out of there. Michael. What? Issei. Smiling leg-eating forest. Sharp bolts shot out of the ground, killing most of those around them. Some reacted quickly and rose into the sky. Serziches. Well. You surprised me, but I'll show you our army. Too many magic circles formed in the sky. From these emerged countless demons, angels, and fallen angels. Issei. Amazing. Michael. That's not all. Bali, Riaz, Akeno, Kaneko and Office also appeared. Issei. Whistling, what a group, I have my own too, smiling. And so appeared Auden, Yusaka, Saji. And Tamori with a young brown-haired man at her side. Issei. I'll take care of Vali, the others know what to do. Auden. You don't have to say it. Tamori. Issei, here he is. Issei. Ahoho, hello you. You? Don't you think we should do introductions later? Issei. Relax, we're going to lose, so don't worry, smiling. You? Where is your fighting spirit? Tamori. That's just how he is, don't pay any attention to him. You? You too. Tamori. What did you say? You? You heard me. Issei. Lovebirds, can we start? Tamori. You. 00. Issei. Okay, everything's in order now. Serziches. We will finish you off. Everyone started moving. Auden and Yusaka went against Serziches and Michael, Saji, Tamori, and Yu went against what remained of Ria's entourage. Issei would take care of Vali and Office. Issei. Okay, shall we begin? Issei quickly jumped and kicked Vali in the chest, sending him flying. I then launched bolts at Office, who easily dodged them. Vali recovered and, using his drag balance breaker, charged at Issei. Office, on the other hand, just watched and attacked occasionally. Meanwhile, Yu was attacking Riaz, Tamori was focusing on Kaneko trying to distract her, and Saji was helping her while also dealing with Akeno. Akeno. How did you end up like this, Saji? Saji. Are you surprised? I know I'm doing the right thing. Riaz. Hey kid, just dodging won't do any good. Yu. I'm sorry to disappoint you, I've never been in a war, but there's always a first time. Using freezing, I created ice spears and attacked Riaz with them, combining it with telekinesis. Serziches. Idiot old man. Auden. Don't be rude. Michael. Yusaka, just let me take your life for the good of the world. Yusaka. I can't believe you're saying that. The battle between the giants was slower and more strategic. Vali. Divide. Issei. You useless idiot, what are you going to divide? My height, you moron. Driving a screw into his arm. Vali. Aik. Dragon shot. Issei. Slow. Appearing behind him and kicking him in the back. Vali. TSK. Office. Office. Issei. Looking at Office, you know I don't want you to do this. Office. You really are something special, smiling. Issei. For the love I once had for you, I let you go. Office. Smiling goodbye, disappearing. Vali. You damn traitor. Issei. Don't get distracted. Driving a screw into Vali's legs. Vali. Gawk. Okay, it's time. Vali began reciting the words that would activate the Emperor in Juggernaut. Issei didn't stop him, he just watched him smiling. Vali. Juggernaut overdrive. Issei. Haha, that armor brings back so many memories. Ok. Vali didn't hesitate and attacked him with everything he had. Issei. Hahaha. Okay, appearing behind him, I already gave you your turn. Issei grabbed him by the head and threw him to the ground, then pierced Vali's chest with a screw. Vali. Og. Issei. I know this isn't all. Vali. TSKKK. Ali began reciting to use his juggernaut drive, mixing parts of the boosted gear chant with that of the divine dividing. Issei. So this is your new power. When it was finished, the shape of the juggernaut drive was revealed, silver in color with many red and blue gems. Issei. That's very disappointing. Ali. Goodbye Issei. Bali used a Satan compression divider on the blue-haired man and there was no trace of him left, but he appeared as if nothing had happened after a few seconds. Issei. Well, I guess this has to end, right? Ali. It's not possible. Issei. My turn. Snapping his fingers, many screws appeared behind him and shot out at Vali. Ali. Useless. Upon making contact with Vali, the screws returned to Issei, who was not there. Ali. What? Where? The blue-haired man was a few meters above him in the sky, having launched another bolt that hit its target. Ali. This is no nth what? It's happening to me. Issei. Bookmaker. Ali. Feeling the madness inside. What is this trembling? His juggernaut drive broke and he fell to the ground. Issei. How does it feel to be like me smiling? Ali. I don't want this. Issei. I understand you're in a relationship with a Keno laughing. Ali. No, don't do it. The blue-haired boy moved quickly and picked up a Keno, who was already a little tired from her battle. Ali. You wouldn't be capable of that. Issei. Touching a Keno's head smiling. And as if she had never held anything in her hand, a Keno was gone. Ali. What have you done? Issei. Well, who are you talking about? Ali. Where is a Keno? Issei. What's wrong, Vali? There's never been a person with that name. Smiling. Ali. Ahahaha. The albino jumped on top of Issei and struck him repeatedly. Issei. Stopping it. It's over Vali. Ali. No, it's not over. I'll take you with me, you wretch. Vali had gathered all the power he possessed in his chest. He had become a human bomb. Ali. There's no going back now. Issei. Smiling. Look over there, idiot. Ali. What? As he did so, he saw a Keno standing there, alive. Issei. How does it feel to know your sacrifice will be in vain? Hahaha. Ali. It doesn't make sense. The Keno. Vali. Issei. April fiction laughing. Goodbye Vali. Ali. No. Taking Issei's hands. Issei. What? Ali. Without your hands, you can't use your power. Issei. Wait. Ali. You're finished. Issei. I don't want to die crying. The Keno. No way. Shouting and crying. Ali. Goodbye my Keno. A huge explosion attracted everyone's attention. Debris was flying everywhere. Everyone was waiting anxiously for the outcome and then Vali's body was seen turning to dust and Issei's lifeless body. The Keno. No. My Vali. Don't leave me. But it was too late. Where Vali's body once stood, there was only dust and the sacred gears he possessed. Issei. Getting up and dusting himself off. The Keno. Isn't that right? He stopped you from using your power. Issei. Haha, well, I can use all fiction without my hands, but I do it for style. Goku can do the Kamehameha with his feet, right? Rias. You're a miserable person. Issei. Hey, he attacked me like that. I'm the victim. The Keno. Issei. For circle. The Keno. Issei. Relax, punching her in the stomach. Everyone was silent seeing Vali sacrifice herself and it not working. It affected them. Issei. Picking up the sacred gears. Take these if you don't mind. In the sky, Azazel was seen descending with two other people. Issei. I had forgotten about you. Azazel. I have a surprise for you. Issei. Really? Awesome D. Azazel. Let me introduce you. His name is Ryo. The young man, with a smile on his face, looked at and analyzed Issei. Azazel. He has a curious ability to control color. Issei. Ho, that sounds interesting. An attack from a demon soldier struck Issei, who simply removed the spear embedded in his chest. Ryo. I see, so that's all fiction, the ability that can undo everything. Issei. If you don't mind, I'll attack first. Smiling and lunging at Ryo. Ryo. I'll spare you the red, Issei. Issei. Ak. Gok. Unconscious silence. Saji. Issei. And those bruises. Tamori. Don't worry, he can use his all fiction to delete them. Ryo. He can't, they weren't blows, they were just color. I only put color on his body. I never hit him, so he was never hurt. He can't undo what doesn't exist, right? This is the power of my art. Saji. It's not possible. Ryo. If all fiction can erase anything, I just need to create a non-existent lie. Issei. That is very intelligent. Ryo. I'm surprised you've regained consciousness considering the state you're in. Issei. Trying to get up all fiction is just a magic trick just like your ability, Ryakan. During this time, Azazel took Akeno away so that she wouldn't be easy prey for Issei. Issei. Ryakan, you're a newcomer so I'm willing to negotiate. I won't ask how Azazel contacted you, this isn't art, it's just a joke. Smiling. Ryo. Annoyed tssskkkk. Issei. But. If you grant me the right to choose the color of panties around the world I'll surrender. You? Hey. What the hell are you saying? Tamori. You're the worst. Annoyed. Ryo. I'll paint your body blue until you die. Color of beauty. Issei. Blue. I think you've run out of that color. Throws a screw. Ryo. Gawk. What? Why? Why aren't you turning blue? Issei. Look at the sky. Ryakan. Ryo. What? No way. Don't use red. Issei. It was the only way. Blue no longer exists so the sky turned red. Ryo. You. Michael. It can't be. You erased the existence of the color blue. Issei. Smiling. All fiction. I removed the color blue from the world. No more blue skies or seas. Ryo. You removed the color just to protect yourself. Do you realize the crazy thing you've done? Issei. Madness. It's not my fault and I'm not going to stop with the blue one, so the red one never existed either. Roy. The red one is gone. Issei. This is art. Ryakan, how did you plan to use red? I'm dying of curiosity. Smiling like crazy. Ryo. Stop. Don't take away the colors from the world. Issei. Hey Ryakan, please stop. I wasn't going to go that far, I was just going to remove the 12 basic colors. Psychopathic glare. Syzyches. Don't even think about it. Issei. But if you expected me to do everything completely, I must oblige. Smiling. Ryo. Don't do it. I see. Colors no longer exist, and since they no longer exist your ability to control them also no longer exists. Rias. Falling to her knees. This isn't possible. You. Issei. Ryo. What's the point of a world without color? Trying to attack Issei. Issei. It's over. Ryakan knocking him out. Haha. I forgot about the black guy. When Azazel returned, he saw all the destruction that had been caused. Azazel. You really are a monster. Issei. Azazel, your guest is already resting. Mitchell. Was this your ace up your sleeve? Azazel. Relax, it's your turn now, Muraki. Azazel's second companion stood in front of Issei. Issei. I see you figured it out, Azazel. Michael. What? Azazel. It took me a little while. Issei. Well then. Saji. He just looks like a simple human. The blue-haired boy attacked Muraki with everything he had, but Muraki only evaded and counterattacked, leaving terrible and fatal blows on Issei's body. Tamori. What's going on? Issei. You are good, Murakikan. Muraki. So what Azazel said was true. The fight between them continued, but only Issei was injured. Syzyches. Azazel, who is he? Azazel. A simple human who knows a little about martial arts. Issei. Fine, I accept it, I've lost. Tamori Usagi. What? Issei. My power comes from another world and it makes me the weakest human, but it changed a bit when I arrived in this world. It seems that in the world where this power comes from, the supernatural didn't exist, therefore, my weakness didn't apply to you. Azazel. His only weakness is normal human beings. Syzyches. Issei. I accept my defeat. Everyone was silent. Auden and Yusaka moved away and stood beside the blue-haired man. Issei. But did you ever wonder where Zeus and his army are? Smiling. Michael. Wait, they'll attack from another flank. Issei. Correct. Everyone started using magic circles to travel to the back of hell, but they broke as if they were nothing. Michael. What's happening? I can't use my power. Azazel. You wouldn't be capable of that, Issei. Do you realize what you've just done? Issei. Magic no longer exists, wouldn't the world be better that way? Azazel. How do you plan to attack us without magic? Issei. Pulling out a pistol and shooting at a demon. Even these weapons are useful against you. Smiling. Besides, the Spartans were very good warriors without needing magic. Muraki. So from the beginning your goal was to distract us so they could attack from the other side. Issei. Correct. Well, Murakikan, you beat me. Is there anything you'd like as a reward? Muraki. Well, the magic returns. Issei. I just deleted it. I can't do that since I turned it into fiction. I can't undo it. Muraki. I see it in your eyes if you can do it. Issei. Smiling. You win, Murakikan, a prize is a prize. Syzyches. It's impossible. Playing with the laws of reality like that shouldn't be possible. Issei. Now I'm almost complete, so if you want the magic back, Michael, give me the screw you're hiding. Michael. What are you talking about? Nervously. Issei. Do you think I don't know that a fraction of my power is in your hands? That it was in your angel headquarters in Italy? Surziches. How did you find out? Issei. I have good friends, if you give it to me, the magic will return. Azazel. Michael, just do it. Issei. Well, you're still thinking, Zeus and his men are destroying the underworld. Michael. Okay. He called one of his soldiers, who brought a chest containing a medium-sized thick screw. Michael. Take it. He threw the screw. The blue-haired man took the screw and jammed it into his chest. Issei. Og. Auden. Are you alright, Issei? Issei. Yes, I'm fine. Like I said, I'll bring back the magic. Azazel. I have to escape from here. Issei. Non-fiction. Instantly the colors returned and so did the magic. Muraki. Well then, I have nothing more to do here, I'm leaving. Using a teleportation stone. Surziches and Michael ordered what remained of their troops to go immediately to confront Zeus and his soldiers, but they stayed behind to face Auden and Yasaka. But when everyone looked closely, Issei and Azazel weren't there. Unknown location. Issei. Are you ready, Azazel? Azazel. Let me go, you wretch. Issei. Hey, calm down, old man, let's have some fun. Azazel. I can't use magic. Issei. Don't worry, I haven't erased your resistance and strength yet. Azazel. What do you plan to do to me? Issei. From what I understand, it seems that all you were motivated by was money greed. Azazel. So what? Issei. Sitting down, have you read the book The Divine Comedy? Azazel. What? No. Issei. Well, you should, it's a very interesting book. According to the story, it's about Dante Alighieri who travels to hell and discovers each of its circles. Each circle represents one of the 7 deadly sins, but my favorite is the 4th circle, where the greedy are condemned to carry enormous stones of gold. Azazel. So what? Are you going to give me money? Hahaha. Issei. But according to another writer, he preferred to modify it, smiling. Azazel. Trembling. Issei. Instead of carrying enormous gold or diamond stones, their punishment was to be burned in a large cauldron of boiling gold. Azazel. No, you wouldn't do that, scared. Issei. Greed must be punished, Azazel. Smiling like a madman. Azazel's entire body trembled with fear and despair. Issei. It took me some time, but I managed to recreate that circle on a smaller scale. Saying this, the blue-haired man opened a door which revealed a cauldron where gold was boiling. Issei. What do you think? Great, don't you think? Azazel. No. Let me go. Scared. Issei. Come on, you'll have a good time. So the blue-haired man grabbed Azazel by the neck and threw him into the cauldron. Azazel. Get me out. Hahaha. Please. Burn. Burn. Issei. This is my gift to you, Azazel, all this gold, enjoy it, psychopathic smile. Azazel. No. Og. It burns. Hahaha. Azazel's screams continued and continued, but his body stopped, and all that could be seen in the middle of it all was gold, blood flowed from his body, his skin burned. Issei. Happy early Christmas, Azazel, hahaha. The chestnut-haired man then, as if it were nothing but water, drew out what remained of Azazel's body and returned with him to the battlefield. Auden. Give up already, Surziches, you're trapped. Surziches. Damned old man. Everything was going from bad to worse. There weren't many soldiers left standing. You. Hahaha. Using telekinesis to throw large rocks covered in fire. Michael. That's enough. Angry. Issei. Appearing behind them, your father would be very disappointed in you, Michael, smiling. Michael. You're like a plague, you destroy everything within your reach. Issei. How flattering. Well, listen carefully, fallen angels, here is your leader showing Azazel's body. Surziches. It's not possible. Auden. Issei, what have you become? Issei. Here you go, throwing the body. I hope that's enough for you, laughing. The few remaining fallen soldiers were terrified after seeing how their leader met his end, and without him, chaos reigned. They began to flee the place like cockroaches in a fumigation. Issei. One less two to go, smiling. Surziches. So your plan is to divide and destroy us? Issei. Yep, no more demons, fallen angels, and cute little angels shining in their hypocrisy. They'll have nothing, only darkness now, smiling. It's their turn to suffer. Michael. Summoning millions of spears of light, die already. The spears caused huge explosions when they struck the blue-haired man. Surziches joined the attack, creating a large sphere with his power of destruction and launching it towards Issei. Issei. Impressive, they really put in a lot of effort with that attack. The two of them were completely astonished. Issei. How does it feel? To know that even after giving it your all, they couldn't do anything. Smiling. This was no longer a war, it was a massacre. Issei. Keep entertaining me. Laughing. Atlas. It was all over for Surziches and Michael. Iridide accepted the situation, but Michael was reluctant about it. Michael. No. It can't end like this. Surziches. Michael, it's best to lower your weapons before we. Michael. I'll do it myself. Michael rushed towards the blue-haired boy, grabbing him by the neck and using it to break through walls and slam him to the ground. Issei just laughed, enraging the archangel, who summoned a holy sword and cut Issei in half. Not content with that, he plunged the sword repeatedly into the blue-haired boy's chest. Issei. A furious archangel. Hahaha, doesn't that go against what you represent? Michael. Cutting off Issei. Why? Why don't you die? Not paying attention to his surroundings, Michael was attacked by Yu, who combined almost 20 of his abilities. It was enough to send Michael flying. Issei. Dusting his clothes. Your dear father would be very disappointed. Smiling. Michael. What the hell are you? Issei. You know, if I hadn't been murdered, none of this would have happened, but appearing behind Michael, their lust for power condemned them. The blue-haired man threw Michael to the ground, trapping him with many bolts and positioning himself right above him. Issei. But it'll give you a chance to survive. Michael. Let me go. Scared and furious. Issei. Taking one of his wings. Forgive me. Tearing off the wing. Michael. Og. Issei. Do not forgive. Michael. Og. The blue-haired man continued like that, reveling in each of Michael's screams. Nadia said nothing. Fear coursed through everyone's bodies, even those of his allies. Issei. 11th wing. Forgive. Michael. Ahhgg. Og. Issei. 12th wing. Don't forgive. Smiling. Isaka. I say scared. Issei. Too bad. Haha. I have an idea. If I start over but in reverse, maybe they'll end up forgiving. What do you say, Michael? Michael. No, no more trembling. Issei. Haha, are you sure? Michael. Nodding his head, scared. Issei, do you want to be my friend, Michael? This question left everyone stunned. Issei. If you become my friend, we can go out and play or talk about things that friends do, and of course I'll give you back your wings. Saji. What are you doing, Haidu? Tamori. She wants to break him to leave a permanent mark on his memory. Issei. What are you saying, Michael? Smiling. Michael. I want to live. Issei. I see. Smiling, but you helped Irina, right? Michael. The blue-haired man took Michael and signaled to Auden, who understood and formed a magic circle beneath Issei's feet, and they disappeared. It seems Issei knew about the close relationship between the angels and the Vatican, and that's exactly where he was. Luckily for him, the Pope was there with many angels and seraphim. Even Gabriel was there. Suffice it to say, everyone's eyes were wide with shock when they saw their leader Michael in that state. Issei. This audience will be enough. Smiling. Angel. Let Lord Michael go. Issei. Gabriel. You Issei. Issei. Hello Gaberchan. Gabriel. Please release Mitchell-sama, there's no need to resort to violence. Issei. I'd love to, but smiling no. A screw emerged from the ground, entering through the lower part of Michael's jaw and exiting through the top of his head. Anger flowed through the place, but it wasn't over. Not content with all that, the screw began to turn and grow until there was nothing left of Michael's head. It is unnecessary to say how much blood was scattered around the place. That's when they realized they couldn't do anything about that young man. Gabriel took a few steps forward and looked at Issei with sadness and anger. Issei. You don't lose your composure. Amazing. Gabriel. I can't let myself be guided by my negative emotions. Issei. Smiling, I knew I made the right choice in choosing you. Angels, demons, fallen angels, they have no jurisdiction over me. Gabriel. What happened to you? Issei. Life is tough. Laughing. The Pope just looked at him with fear. Issei. It's a great honor to meet you, Papa. Father. May God have mercy on your soul. Issei. You know God isn't alive and you say that. Smiling. Pope. We will follow the will of our Creator. Issei. Too bad Michael didn't think that. Well, I've done my good deed for the day. I'll be going now. Smiling. The blue-haired boy disappeared, but in Gabriel's eyes everything was clear. She saw through that thick layer of lies that Issei's eyes held. Returning to the underworld, the demons had already surrendered. The angels retreated. Zeus halted his attack and retreated to meet Auden and Yasaka. Unknown location. The blue-haired man had Surzich's and Ria's in his hands. As for Kaneko, he simply sent her to Asgard so that his sister could take care of her. Issei. Okay, shall we talk? Surzich's. What do you want to talk about, monster? Issei. Harud. D. Ria's. If you release me, we can talk better. Seductive voice. Issei. Tricks like that don't work on me anymore, bitch. Surzich's. What do you want from us? Issei. Speak to me with respect. Surzich's. Milikas will appreciate it. Smiling. Surzich's. What have you done to my son? Issei. calm down, I haven't done anything to him yet. Surziches. Issei. If you behave, little Milikas will be with you and his life will depend on you Capish. Surziches. Nodding his head. Issei. Okay, now can you explain how all this started? Riaz. From the day we started watching you, we knew you were a tool we could use to our advantage. Issei. Continue serious. Riaz. We made you the center of attention so you would feel wanted and loved. Issei. How did it go with Asia? Riaz. It wasn't easy to convince her, but when she saw how brilliant our plan was, she agreed. Issei. Zenobia and Irina. Riaz. With Zenobia it was easy too, but Irina. Issei. Smiling she saw his intentions. Surziches. When I found out, I alerted Michael and he convinced her. Issei's face showed anger, fury, hatred, and contempt. Riaz. So a being like you has feelings. The chestnut-haired man covered his face with one hand and when he removed it, his usual smiling face could be seen. Issei. Of course I have feelings, how else do you think I would have organized all this? Surziches. You used them to trap us. Issei. If I had erased my feelings for you all, this revenge wouldn't have made sense. Smiling. Riaz. Does that mean you still love me? Issei. Of course I hate you, but I love you. I want to kill you, but I also want you by my side. Melancholic smile. Riaz. Then if you'll allow me, I'll be by your side. Issei. No, don't even finish that sentence. Riaz. Why? Issei. Because I no longer need your love for convenience, I've found people who truly value me. Surziches. Ha ha ha, please, not even you believe that. Issei. Oh, Surziches, I don't think you know what love is, but I'll help you with that. Surziches. What are you talking about? Issei. I'll teach you what love is. Smiling. The blue-haired man struck Surziches on the back of the neck and began dragging the Redeed, looking at Riaz and saying, I'll come back for you later, causing a cold sweat to break out on Riaz's back. 5 hours later. The Redeed woke up and saw that he was in what seemed to be a large room. Without warning, the ceiling began to fall from above and by reflex, Surziches put his hands out to hold it up, suffice it to say that the weight was truly great, causing him to fall to his knees. Issei. Well, the first step is done. The blue-haired man turned on the lights. When he did, it became clear that his father, his mother, his wife, his sister, and his son Milikas were all chained to the floor in the room. Surziches. What have you done to them? Issei. Nothing, but the question is, what will you do to them? Smiling. Surziches. What? Issei. Have you heard the myth of Atlas? Surziches. Swallowing saliva. Yes. Issei. Zeus punished him by sending him to carry the heavens. Surziches. That means. Issei. That's right, this is my smaller scale version. As you know, I love Greek myths. Surziches began to understand the situation, but Issei, being a good torturer and a good man, explained everything to him. Issei. It works simply. If you drop the ceiling, everyone here will be crushed to death, and you too. Surziches. Issei. But it's not all bad. If you hold out long enough, the chains that bind them will release them, and they'll leave without any problems. Surziches. How long has it been? Issei. How long was Atlas carrying the heavens? Surziches. Until his death. Issei. There's your answer. Let's see if you can endure long enough to understand what true love is. Surziches. Don't do this. Issei. Goodbye forever, Atlas. Smiling. Saying this, the blue-haired boy left the room. Outside, Yasaka was looking at him with confusion. Yasaka. Is this okay? Issei. Yes, don't worry about that. Yasaka. But they're just illusions. Issei. Yes, I would never involve people outside of this, that's why I asked you to use the power of Senjutsu to create solid illusions of the Grimoire family. Apparently, the people inside were a product of Senjutsu power, just so Surziches would believe he was saving his family, when in reality they were just illusions. Issei. Let's see if he can love someone, although, well, actually I just want to see him suffer. Smiling. Yasaka. I have to go back to Auden. It seems the next step is already underway. Issei. I see. Perfect. Yasaka. Does it really have to end like this, Issei? Issei. It's necessary, Yasaka-chan, it's necessary. Melancholic smile. Yasaka. I understand. Sadly. Issei. I also have to take care of Riaz, but for now I have to visit my parents. Leaving. Yasaka. Take care, Issei, we owe you a lot. Go City. The blue-haired boy was heading home. Apparently he had managed to send his parents to a safe place without them suspecting anything, thus keeping them away from fallen demons and angels. Issei knocked on the door and his parents immediately opened it and immediately hugged him. Father. Son, where have you been? You had us worried sick. Mother. Don't ever do this to me again. Crying. Issei. Sorry, but I was busy. Sincere smile. Father. Son, did you dye your hair? Issei. Hehe, a lot of things happened, haha. The blue-haired boy spent the whole day with his family talking, going for walks, and watching movies. But he knew he had to enjoy it to the fullest, it was his last chance. When they got home, they settled into the armchair and had a moment of silence. Father. You have something to tell us, right, son? Issei. It's just that. Mother. Don't worry, you know you have our support. The chestnut-haired boy told them everything that had happened from beginning to end. His parents initially thought he was delirious, but little by little they understood and believed him. Issei. That's why I can't allow them to be hurt. Mother. My son, you've been through so much, hugging him. Father. We understand, so if you have to do it, just do it. Mother. But remember that we were always proud of you as parents, wiping away tears. The blue-haired boy choked back his tears and stood firm. The parents found out and Issei was standing in front of them. Father. Take care and be happy, son, smiling. Mother. Don't forget to be clean and polite. Looking at him tenderly. Issei. Yes, I will, holding back his tears. So the blue-haired boy touched his father's forehead with his left hand and his mother's forehead with his right hand. He was about to say the words, but they wouldn't come out of his mouth. Issei. Tattoo. Father. Touching his son's hand, you have become strong, son, you can do it. Mother. Thank you for everything, son. Issei. Crying, all fiction. After a few minutes we can see the Haidu family peacefully having dinner. Outside the house, a few meters away, the blue-haired man could be seen looking at what had once been his family. Issei turned around and tears began to roll down his cheeks. Issei. Wiping away his tears, it seems I've lost again. Disappearing from the scene, Issei headed to Asgard as he still had things to finish. Second chance. Asgard. Issei. Everything in order. Odin. Regarding Gabriel. Issei. No matter how hard I try to make her lose her composure, I can't. Odin. So she's okay. Issei. Sad and angry, I would say, even though he caught me. Zeus. What do you mean? Issei. No matter what I tried to do, she saw right through me. Isaka. So? Issei. Well, I don't think he'll say anything, he understood my purpose, or at least part of it. Odin. Will she be a good leader? Issei. It will be of that I'm sure, smiling. Isaka. Regarding the others. Zeus. I don't think they'll accept the position. Issei. Don't worry, Sekiryuutei will be a good leader, he has Serafalchion to help him. Isaka. He. But you said you killed her, confused. Issei. As I said, I wouldn't involve people outside of this. I obviously lied since I asked Sonachan to contact her so we could reach an agreement. She helped me and I helped her. Why do you think the Citri family didn't get involved in the war? Zeus. I see you reached an agreement with her. Issei. More than an agreement, it was an exchange, smiling. Isaka. Exchange. Odin. That's the Issei I know, hahaha, laughing uncontrollably. Isaka. I don't understand. Zeus. I see, you slept with the Mau Leviathan. Issei. Don't say it like that. Let's just say a good deal. Isaka. Issei. Issei. Don't look at me like that, Yasakichan, I feel like you're undressing me with your eyes. V. Isaka. Hehe. But I don't. Odin. I see Isaka don't likes young men. Isaka. I don't. Zeus. He surely wants to feel the fury of youth. Isaka. Wait. Issei. Kiaya. Yasaka hentai. Laughing, blushing. Isaka. Could we drop the subject now? Blushing. Odin. Zeus. Issei. Odin. I don't deny it. Zeus. Changing the subject. Isaka. Blushing to the tips of her hair. Issei. Hehehe. What, Yasakichan, do you want to spend some time alone with me? Joking. Isaka. Looking away. Issei. He. Odin. Issei, you're the worst. Issei. Wait, what did I do? See. Zeus. Asking a woman that, knowing her answer is terrible. Issei. He, but it was just a looking at Yasaka joke. Isaka. Let's just forget about this and move on. Issei. Taking Yasaka's hands, don't worry, Yasakichan, I'll take responsibility. L. Serious. Isaka. What responsibility? Blushing and surprised. After joking around for a bit, everything calmed down and they went back to what they were doing. Odin. So who will take Lucifer's place? Issei. I have two options, the first is Sylvia Lucifuge or Graphia Lucifuge. Zeus. Are you even listening to yourself, brat? Serious. Often. Both are. Issei. Hahaha, I know it sounds crazy, but here, give this to Sylvia, handing her a screw. Isaka. What is that? Issei. Implant some of my memories in this screw, exclusively for them. Zeus. And what about the fallen? Issei. Looking at Odin. Do I accept? Odin. I don't doubt it. Issei. Okay, so with the fallen we have Penemu. Zeus. Do you think this will manage to maintain peace? Issei. For there to be peace, there has to be war, a culprit. Isaka. We can still change this. Auden. Yasaka don't know, I feel the same as you, but it is necessary. Zeus. Issei. Well, almost everything is ready for the final act, see you later, I have to thank a friend. Go City. The chestnut-haired boy was heading towards his academy where he had to talk to some boys. Issei. Entering the room, hello everyone. You. Go away. Issei. How cruel. D. Tamori. It seems like you've been absent too much, haven't you? Issei. Hahaha, well, I wanted to thank you all for everything. Yusa. Oh ho ho ho. Issei thanking us. You. Juriko, recorded. Juriko. 3, 2, 1. Rolling. Issei. Sincere smile, well, I wanted to thank everyone for the help, even though I knew it had nothing to do with you. Tamori. You don't have to thank us, but we don't work for free. Issei. I don't have any money, but I can pay you with my board. Tamori. Don't finish that sentence. If you don't want to become sterile. Issei. Just kidding P. Yusa. You're a pervert, Isakin. Issei. You're right, besides, I can't make any move on Tamori-chan since she's dating Yukin. Tamori and Yu look desperately in different directions. Issei. Also, Juriko-kun and Yusa-chan are secretly dating. Yusa. Huh. Surprised. Juriko. Whistling. Thus, the blue-haired man made the four present uncomfortable. Issei. There's nothing left over here, right? Everyone looked at Issei with a face that said, if you leave in this situation, we'll kill you. Issei. Well, I'm really very grateful. Also, I made sure you had a place among the factions, you'll be backed by Auden and Zeus. Juriko. What? Zeus, the god of Olympus. Issei. That's the one. Tamori. What is the reason for all these preparations? Issei. Well, because it's likely to be the last time we see each other. Yusa. Haha, why? Juriko. I don't understand. You. Are you sure about that, Issei? Issei. It had to happen sooner or later, smiling. You. Maybe we'll meet again sometime in the distant future. Issei. Maybe yes, maybe no. Who knows? Tamori. It was a pleasure, hi to Issei. Issei. Likewise, oh by the way, here throwing a set of keys. Tamori. Catching them and this. Issei. It's a gift from me, goodbye. The blue-haired boy left and the people in the classroom finished their chores and decided to look at Issei's gift. The keys had an address inscribed on them. When they arrived, it was a remote and very old house. Inside, they found a large amount of money, mountains and mountains of it, and in the middle was a small note that said, a gift from the Exopai dragon. Everyone remained silent because they knew about that program, and curiously, despite being for children, everyone watched it, but their biggest surprise was learning that Issei was the Opai dragon. Yusa. Juriko. That's not true. You. I didn't expect that. Tamori. You wretch, smiling. Location unknown. Issei. Did you miss me, Riaz? The Redeed looked tired and hungry. Issei. Your face tells me yes. Riaz. If you're going to kill me, just do it already. Issei. I would love to, but. The loud crash followed by a small tremor interrupted the conversation. Issei. It seems your brother has already given in, smiling. Riaz. What did you do to him? Issei. Nothing that should matter to you. Riaz. What do you plan to do to me? Issei. Well, you're a spoiled, selfish, conceited person. You think you can achieve anything with your beauty. Riaz. Issei. I'll show you that beauty isn't everything. Taking a gallon of gasoline, he began to pour it over Riaz, who didn't understand the situation but smelled it and then understood what was happening. Riaz. No, please no. Issei. Now you'll be the Human Torch. Throwing a lit matchstick. Riaz. Ha 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 ha. Stop it. Stop it. Enough. Enough, ha 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 ha. The blue-haired man took a chair, sat down in front of her, and, using a toothpick with marshmallows embedded in it, used Riaz as kindling. When he saw that Riaz was completely unrecognizable, he released her and ripped out what little hair she had left. Using healing stones, he accelerated the healing process in Riaz's body. Riaz. Trembling. Issei. We're not finished yet, Riaz, and besides, I know where they love you a lot, despite your current condition, smiling. The blue-haired boy took Riaz to the most dangerous and poorest areas of Kuo, throwing her into an alley. He just started laughing. Issei. Riaz is really fun. There was no need to explain anything. Issei left her there for the homeless, drunks, drug addicts, etc. to have a good time with. That night was very hectic, as multiple male voices could be heard in that alley. Men who entered looking serious and left happy. 2 days later, the blue-haired man appeared at the place. Many men looked at him, and a great fear filled their bodies, since what they had before them wasn't even human, or was it? Immediately everyone ran out of the place, and a gaunt, beaten Riaz could be seen with dead, lifeless eyes. Issei. You look terrible, how about a bath? Maybe that'll help. In some snowy mountains, a blue-haired man could be seen dragging someone. Breaking the ice covering a pond with his foot, he threw Riaz into it. Issei. Take your time, I'll be here, so let me know, smiling. The blue-haired man had become so engrossed in the erotic book he was reading that he lost track of time. Issei. Damn it. What time is it? Looking at Riaz's body, I told you to let me know. Taking Riaz's lifeless body out of the car, I placed it under a tree. Issei. All fiction. Riaz. Vomiting water, ahaha. No more. Issei. I didn't give you my permission to die. Riaz. What else do you want to do to me? Issei. Well, there are many ways to torture someone. Riaz. No more, please. Issei. Now that I think about it, you said you had a boyfriend, right? Riaz. Issei. I promise you one thing, if he accepts you in your current state, I'll let you live, and I'll even give you some help. The blue-haired man touched Riaz's belly and erased the reality where she had been grown. Issei. Do you accept? Riaz. Issei. Whether you like it or not, we're going to do it, you'd better do your best, because this is your chance to get rid of me. Thus the blue-haired man, through a magic circle, headed towards Kuo, barely giving him a rag long enough to cover his body. Isaka was looking for him and found him sitting on the roof of a house looking towards the door of another, where Riaz could be seen waiting for it to open. Isaka. Issei, are you sure about what you're doing? Issei. People are very superficial and even love has its limits. The blue-haired boy couldn't finish speaking because the boy, who was Riaz's boyfriend, opened the door. Young man. Yes, who is it? Riaz. Please help me. Young man. Who are you, Riaz? What happened to you? Riaz. Help me. Young man. God, carrying her mom. Call a doctor. Adjacent building. Isaka. There are still kind-hearted people out there. The blue-haired boy had a face that made Yusaka's legs give way and she fell to her knees. Issei climbed down from the building and headed home with a screw in his hand. Isaka. Wait, Issei. Are you going to break your promise? Issei. Walking quickly and seriously. The blue-haired boy entered the house, followed by Yusaka. They found Riaz lying on the living room sofa. Iridid was surprised and frightened when she saw him, as he had a screw in his hand. Riaz. You promised, scared. Issei. I don't break my promises, and that's very commendable of that boy. Riaz. Will you let me live? The blue-haired boy threw the screw at Riaz, who fell onto the sofa from the impact. Isaka. Issei, you promised. Issei. Take that as a gift from me to the boy. Riaz instantly regained consciousness and saw that her skin was as good as new, except for her hair. Issei. Your hair will grow. Riaz. Why? Issei. I was given a second chance at life, why not give it back, smiling. Isaka understood. She saw how Issei could ruin someone with a mixture of good and evil. After all the damage was done, she would never forget Issei for everything he did, but she gave him a chance. Riaz. Issei. See you again, Riaz. The chestnut-haired man left the house with Yusaka and they disappeared. After a few minutes, the young man returned and saw Riaz, who hugged him and cried, saying, "Thank you for loving me." Kyoto. The Yaokai managed to return to their city, and with Issei's help, everyone was recovering. Isaka. I really don't know how to thank you, Issei, smiling. Issei. Well, how about you come with me later to buy an erotic magazine? D. Isaka. Buell blushing. Issei. Just kidding, haha. Isaka. Don't make fun of me. Pouting. Issei. I'm sorry, but now that I think about it, I have a promise to keep, right? D. Isaka. Blushing. Issei. But well, if he doesn't want to. Isaka. Yes, I do. Fuming. Issei. Huh? Hey, he was just joking again. Isaka. I want that. Issei. No more jokes like that, remember that, Issei. Well then, Yusaka, I can't break my word, smiling. Isaka. I'll see you tonight in my chambers, she left, blushing. Issei. Okay, this is all about to end, well, this will be my way of thanking him for his help. I lost. Kyoto. Our blue-haired friend awoke from a pleasant night. The leader of the Yaokai slept peacefully beside him. Issei. I kept my promise, getting dressed. Isaka didn't even notice that Issei was leaving. Issei. I'll visit the girls, I have to get everything ready. Who knew? Issei. Issei. Ahoho Kanouchin, what's going on? Who knew? A few minutes ago, some Asgardian soldiers arrived, they want to take you to Asgard. Issei. Oh, I see, the time has come, thank you, Kanouchin. Please say goodbye to your mother for me. Who knew? Okay, take care, Issei. Issei. Likewise. 7 hours later. Asgard. Auden. Issei serious. Issei. What's wrong? Why the long face? Auden. You know why it's. Issei. Auden, it has to be this way. Zeus. Is there no other way? Issei. We can't. Auden. Will we see you again? Issei. It's very likely not. Zeus. If there's something you want, just say it. Issei. I'm going to be with the girl, see you later, leaving. The blue-haired man left the room. Zeus. That boy. Auden. After all he did, he will always be in the shadows. The blue-haired boy decided to take a walk, but without warning, he ended up on the ground with several screws restricting his movements. Issei. What the hell? Issei was very confused. After all, it didn't make any sense. Elmenhild. I caught you. Smiling. Issei. Eduo Elmenhildchen, how did you do that? Trying to break free. Elmenhild. Your blood. Issei. My blood. Hiroka. Issei's blood allowed her to acquire some curious characteristics, like your screws. They. Something that not even magic can do. Bravo. And taking advantage of the fact that you're in this situation. Ross. We're going to have a very serious talk. Issei. Trembling, you can't learn through bloodshed. D. Ross. Why didn't you tell us? Downcast. Issei. Huh. Bravo. You hit it. Issei. If you tell me what you mean. Hiroka. The Issei you are. Issei. Hahaha, well, it wasn't necessary for them to know. Ross. You had to tell us. Hiroka. Issei, we were worried about you. Elmenhild. We thought you wouldn't come back. Issei. They didn't have to, with my all fiction I won't die. Faye. That's not the point. Crying, we're supposed to be with you. Bravo. And you took us away. Issei. I didn't want to. Ross. We all know how to defend ourselves, we would have fought by your side. Issei. I know they would have done it. Hiroka. Then why? Issei. I'll be very honest, I know these abilities are terrifying, and the fact that my weakness only applies to ordinary humans makes it even more dangerous. Elmenhild. I don't understand. Issei. All fiction, I dislike using it even if I don't want it to, it will activate automatically after my death, interfering with the laws of reality, it's not a power that should exist. Ross. So why did you agree to have them? Issei. They were a means to my revenge, and strangely enough, thanks to that I was able to have them with me, but now I don't know what he's doing with them. Hiroka. So if one of us died you wouldn't use it? All the girls were a little sad. Issei. I would use it without hesitation, serious. All? Huh. Issei. Even though I hate using it, I'd use it for you guys as many times as necessary. Bravo. Why? Issei. Isn't it obvious? Haha, because I love them. They stayed by my side, that's why they're very special to me, sincere smile. All the girls looked at each other and smiled from ear to ear. Some were crying. Ross. Ravel, it's time. Issei. Time for what? Ravel. Issei-san, you still owe me a favor. Issei. Hahaha, about the trip, well, yes, but what does that have to do with anything? Ravel. I'm going to collect it right now. Issei. Okay, Ravelchan, what is it you want? Ravel. I want you to recover something. Issei. And what is it? Ross. Well, it's here, pointing to Issei's heart. Issei. Huh. Hiroka. We want you to rediscover your feelings for someone. Issei. They're not talking seriously. Elmenhild. She explained her situation to us. Faye. We want you to recover the feelings you erased for Office. Issei. She's here, right? Just as he said, little Office descended from the sky. Office. I. The blue-haired boy freed himself from the screws as if it were nothing and stood in front of Office. Issei. Why did you do it? Office. They said they would release Trihexa if I didn't help them. Issei. I would have done the impossible to prevent them from using you. Office. Trihexa is too powerful for me too. Issei. If Trihexa didn't exist you wouldn't have any worries. Office. Yes, but I want you to let me stay by your side. Crying. The blue-haired man looked at her and hugged her. Issei. And you will stay with me, non-fiction. The other girls were smiling because everything was fine, or seemed to be going well. After that, the blue-haired man had the best night of his life. He left the girls resting, took a bath and got ready. After all, today was the day where it would all end. He left something on the bed and went out. Then he went to the main hall where Auden, Zeus, and a Yaokai representing Yasaka were. Issei. Okay, is everything ready? Zeus. If so, Yasaka is already on her way to the underworld. Auden. Gabriel is already there too. Issei. Alright, you can go ahead. I'll be nearby to get everything started. Auden. Regarding the girls. Issei. It seems I'm a big liar downcast, but we have work to do. There will be time to be sad later. Smiling. Thus the father of all and the god of Olympus departed for the underworld, and Issei was also going there, but by another path. Underworld. The great gathering was taking place. Demons, fallen angels, Argarians, Olympians. It was something really big. On what appeared to be a platform were Sylvia Lucifer, Sarah Beelzebub and Seraphol Leviathan, Gabriel and Penemu as the new leaders of the factions. Auden, Zeus and Yasaka were also present in front of the aforementioned leaders. Sylvia. We are really going through difficult times. Gabriel. The war left its mark on all of us. Sarah. Even in those we thought were our enemies. Seraphol. We were deceived, used by someone we considered a friend and a great person. Auden. He showed us things where there were none. Yasaka. Using tricks he convinced us. Zeus. He took advantage of the trust we had in him. Sylvia. We're talking about the former Sekiryuutei Haidu Issei. Sarah. Who is already being sought around the world, considered someone of great danger. Auden. He will be hunted day and night until he pays for his crimes. But someone in the crowd raised their voice. I've confirmed it, I'm so handsome that people are looking for me all over the world, haha. Everyone around him was surprised when they realized he was the one responsible for everything. Soldier. Catch him. Issei. Leg-eating forest. Many screws protruded from the floor, restricting everyone's movements. Auden. You dare to come here. Issei. Well, it looked interesting so I came. Zeus. We'll finish you off right here. Issei. You seriously want to cause chaos here? Smiling. Sylvia. What have you come here to do? Issei. Not much, I just want to see who will be my new enemies. Seraphol. You will not be able to divide us this time. Issei. Really? We'll see about that. A world without war isn't interesting, see you then. And so the blue-haired boy disappeared. The meeting was thrown into commotion, everyone was looking for Issei. Sylvia. Was what we did okay? Zeus. It was necessary he chose that path. Sarah. The supernatural world will never forget all this. Auden. Yes, but only a few of us know the truth. Yasaka. He deserved better. Seraphol. Yes, and even though I don't want to admit it, she saved us all. Auden. He also left me a mission. Saying this, the Allfather formed a small magic circle from which some things appeared. Sword bird. Twilight healing. Dividing gear. Arandal sword. Everyone was surprised except for Zeus. Zeus. All he asked was find worthy bearers. Auden. Well, he also asked us for something else, but smiling, it was impossible. After all, not even I could control that group of girls. Seraphol. Do you know if we'll ever see him again? Auden. No, but he will be in a great struggle after all. He asked me to create multiple barriers where the seal of the beast of the apocalypse was located. Yasaka. What? That's suicide. Zeus. He won't die, I know it, we're talking about Issei after all. Auden. It was a pleasure, Haidu Issei. Nearby stood the blue-haired boy watching all of this. Issei. Everything went as it should. Not everything. Issei turned around in surprise, recognizing that voice, and there they were, those who loved him. Office. You really thought about leaving us just like that, smiling. Ross. You won't get rid of us that easily. Hiroka. Besides, we haven't made children yet, Isenia. Issei. But I told Auden. Omenhold. He told us everything. Ravel. We will be with you always. Faye. I won't let Issei be alone. Irina. Me too, I'll be by your side, you saved me, and you helped me after all. Issei. Damn, old man, smiling, I really lost, haha. Yep, I lost. But I'm happy I lost, crying. 1 month later. Issei. How long have we been doing this, Trihixa? Trihixa. No, lose. Issei. How many times have I died? Cough cough. Trihixa. A human dared to fight me and won. Issei. I must say that you truly deserve the title of the beast of the apocalypse, cough. We could see a tired and emaciated Issei standing before Trihixa. He was very tired and injured, with multiple screws in his body, but the most important ones were in his chest, as 5 bookmaker screws were visible. Trihixa. I no longer bear that title, you will be praised as the one who destroyed the beast of the apocalypse. Issei. No cough, after all, no one will know about this. Trihixa. Are you okay with that? Issei. I guess so, I'm used to it by now. Trihixa. Then just do it. The blue-haired one approached and touched Trihixa's chest. Issei. All fiction. And so the beast of the apocalypse died, or rather, disappeared. The blue-haired boy had to make a great effort. After all, it took 5 bookmaker stamps for his all fiction to work completely. Issei. Well, now it's time to go back to them. After a rest, Issei got up and was ready to leave, but before him appeared what seemed to be a large hole in the sky. Which sucked the blue-haired one. Issei. What kind of tasteless joke is this? That hole, after absorbing it, disappeared as quickly as it appeared. Underworld exact location. Unknown. 2 days after the incident, a small breach appeared from which the blue-haired boy emerged. Issei. I'm back. D. The blue-haired man quickly headed home where, after talking and spending time with his partners and telling them what happened. Well, he would leave again, and when would he return? It's something not even he knew, but he would return for them after all. They are the only ones who managed to enter his heart, and they promised to wait for him. Issei. Thanks to the journey offered by my speedster version, I was able to see it, so many worlds to explore, so many versions of myself to discover, one where I am the son of Lucifer. Issei. Morningstar. It's beta fellas. Issei. One where I take revenge and wield a dragon. Sweet revenge Alexiates. Issei. Another one where I'm a very dark version with a girl. Issei. The angry good slayer Josuite Crow. Issei. Another one where I am part of the Vatican accompanied by a lion. Issei. The Lion of the Vatican translated by Kromkruch. Issei. Another place where I'm both extremely innocent and powerful. My destiny will be sleep DEVILDANTE 56. Issei. One where I have strange abilities. Issei. The descendant of the cartel man THEDARK08. Issei. And many other worlds. Thanks to Miss Tracy for making this little device, I'll be able to visit them. It's time to leave smiling. A young man who moves through the darkness, who is a good loser. He will continue on his path. He will remain the weakest man in existence. End. Epilogue. 4 years later. Underworld. Sererg. Ha, why did I end up accepting this job? Seraphol. Moo. Because it was necessary. Pouting. Sylvia. Smiling. Today marks 4 years since that day. Sererg. What will become of him? Smiling. Sylvia. Does anyone know where she is? Seraphol. I don't think so. Odin is the only one who could know. Sererg. Haha. I'd really like to have a fight with him again. Sylvia. You're too old for that, Sererg. Sererg. Lose. Well, how are the Yaokai? We'll have a meeting in a few days. Seraphol. Everything's fine. Yasaka's son is very restless, and his sister Kunu has a hard time keeping an eye on him. Laughing. Sererg. Hahaha, yes, little Yoke is like that. Sylvia. Have you grown fond of that child? Sererg. Well, a little, it's very fun. Seraphol. That's true. Sererg. They still don't know who the father of that child is? Seraphol. Nope, Yasaka hasn't said who it belongs to. Confused. Sylvia. Well, that's obvious, don't you think? Sererg. Seraphol. Obvious. Sylvia. Laughing, they'll understand. Underworld School v. Hey, you know what day it is today, right? Yes. The former Sekiryuutei who betrayed and used the factions. Since it became known that Trahixa died and screws were found there, he earned many titles such as the one who can erase everything. Hey, shut up, he's here, he's going to get angry. Remember his family? That's right, he killed the family of. At that moment, a Redeed stood up from his seat and left the classroom and was followed by another student. I told you not to talk about that. I'm sorry. Outside the classroom. Milikas. Shit. The young Redeed felt annoyed and very furious. Are you alright, Milikaskin? Milikas. Sighing. Hahaha. Yes, I'm sorry, Almason. Alma. You don't have to apologize. I know your family suffered during that time. Milikas. It's not because of my family, it's because of Issei. I don't like it when they insult him. Alma. Huh. Confused, but why? Milikas. I know what really happened. He knew I would grow up with hatred inside me, that's why he didn't kill Akeno when he had the chance. She told me everything. That guy is very intelligent. Smiling. Alma. I don't understand. Milikas. I'll explain it to you another time. Guo City. Yusa. Oh. It's been so long since we went out like this, Tamori. Tamori. It's been a while. Yusa. And how are things going with you? Tamori. He left on a trip a few weeks ago because there's an area where some kids were causing trouble with their abilities and Jericho. Yusa. Well, he's a gym teacher at Kuo and he's doing well. Besides, we're about to welcome him back. Smiling and caressing his pronounced abdomen. Tamori. That's right. He's about to be born, isn't he? And do you already have a name for him? Yusa. Yes, well, we were thinking of naming it after him. Tamori. Smiling. Hahaha. I'm not against it. Besides, I'd like to see his face when he finds out. Yusa. And how is little Almachan? Tamori. Well, she's fine now. You allowed her to study in the underworld. At first I didn't agree, but well, she's our daughter. Yusa. I wish you were here so we could all get together. Tamori. Well, he's disappeared, not even Yu's clairvoyance could find him. Yusa. He's a troubled boy. Tamori. At least I was able to meet with their partners. Yusa. He. Really. Tamori. If Rosswise is his name, it seems he's on a trip and doesn't know when he'll return. Yusa. Wherever she is, she's sure to continue causing trouble. Tamori. Smiling, well, the only thing I could do for him was give Rasuis a credit card where we're depositing a large amount of money each month as a thank you for everything he did. Yusa. Without the surprise that the company you founded with you left us, it wouldn't exist. Tamori. You're right, smiling, I hope that fool is alright. Unknown location. In a house. Auden. I don't mean to be rude, but after everything I did and not finding him. Ross. I understand, Auden-sama, but even so, we know he will return. Hiroka. We also have many surprises for him. As Auden and Zu said this, they noticed that in the room of that house, there were 3 boys and 2 girls running around. Zeus. Those are. Elmenhold. Yes, smiling, I hope you'll be here soon, you have to meet them. Auden. Hahaha, that guy knows his stuff. Hahaha. Well, I guess one for each of you. Office. Well, that's right, but Ravel and Faye want to wait a little longer. Zeus. He even conquered Office. Office. Not just me, we all still love him. Auden. And where are the others? Hiroka. They're working at a company owned by Issei's friends in the human world. Ross. Well, even though young Tamori supports us financially, they want to improve, and besides we have to train our little ones. Elmenhold. For their age, they are very strong, especially little Misogi. Hiroka. Naya, he's the oldest of them all and takes care of the others, since it was with Elmenhold that he had his first wild night. Elmenhold. Let's leave that aside, in any case, we're glad you came to visit us. Auden. Don't worry, but I've come to deliver this to you. They were all surprised because they recognized what he showed them. Ross. Those are. Zeus. He asked us to find worthy bearers, but who more worthy than his children? Hiroka. Well, I'm not against it, but it'll be complicated having the Sekiryuutei and the Sekiryuutei in the same place, haha. Auden. So I guess little Misogi is the Sekiryuutei. Ross. No, the Sekiryuutei is my daughter, Helmwich, smiling. Zeus. I thought that because he's the oldest, he would be the bearer. Elmenhold. No, Misogi didn't accept and he chose Elmwijichin. After all, Misogi is the one who inherited most of Issei's abilities. Smiling. Office. Kuroka, don't you think Kurabara would be a good candidate to be the Hakuryuko? Since my little Arata is already a dragon, I don't think it's right. Kuroka. Naya, I like the idea, besides, I've realized that Shin would have a good affinity with Durandal. Zeus. They really are a family, smiling. Auden. That idiot, I hope he comes back soon, he has a lot of things to do here. Zeus. That boy is too unpredictable, but he'll return. He has a family waiting for him. Angry Godslayer Universe. Kumugawa. Achoo. You. Mr. Kumugawa has a cold. Kumugawa. I don't think so, Yuchin. I suppose someone's talking badly about me. Issei. Of course, you're insane. Kumugawa. How cruel of you. Besides, I am you. Issei. I'm not that stupid. Kumugawa. Sleep, what do you say? Mimmer. Do you really want to hear my opinion, boy? Kumugawa. I don't want anything anymore. You. Is Mr. Kumugawa upset? Issei. A few punches will take care of it. Kumugawa. Do you want to devastate this place like when we first met? Smiling. You took to sleep and hid. Issei. Laughing, you're crazy. Kumugawa. Haha, I won't refute that laughing. Issei. I think you have something to do in your world. Kumugawa. You're right. Issei. You, come and say goodbye to this fool. Kumugawa. Why do you treat me like that, B? You. See you, Uncle Kumugawa. Kumugawa. Uncle. He called me Uncle Kumugawa. Oh, what do you think about that, Issei? Issei. Just get out of here. Issei and Issei shook fists. Kumugawa. Haha, see you another time. Take care, see you. Disappearing. Mimmer. I didn't think you'd get along with him. Issei. Smiling, I suppose our stories have something in common at some point. Issei's children. Misogi Karnstein. Son of Elmenhold, firstborn of Issei and heir to most of his abilities, on a smaller scale, has a seal on his mind preventing his abilities from getting out of control, since he has not yet fully mastered them. Arata Uroboros. Son of Office, small dragon, inherited Issei's perverted attitude and possesses great power like his mother. Elmwij Hyadu. Daughter of Rasuise, trains to be a Valkyrie, possesses great talent and is the current Sekiryuutei. Shinshido. Son of Irina, a small angel with a strong will and talent with a sword, future wielder of Durandal. Kurabara Haidu. Daughter of Kuroka, has a great resemblance to her mother, but the blue eyes of her father, a user of Senjutsu, and is the current Hakuryuko. Yoke, Haidu. Yusaka's son, a complete yokai, no one knows who his father is, except for Yusaka herself and Kunu. He is very cheerful and fun-loving, and easily masters Senjutsu. He knows who his father is and somehow knows his siblings. Kunu is in charge of watching over him, and she probably introduced him to his brothers and sisters and told him about Issei. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.